to chase survival, reconcile the brother's throne. Like my sons, their rule was hopeful. One undone, I left alone. No manipulation hides it. Where my motivation lies, I'm a share. Step inside, I'm a share. Light implied, I'm a share. Pass my test, and I promise I will care for you and never let them rest. I can purge, no hesitation, intervene where debts are due. You can have assassination, have that cake, I'll eat it too. No manipulation hides it. Oh, where my motivation lies. Step inside. Light implied. Pass my test, and I promise I will care for you and never let them rest. I can purge, no hesitation. My situation changes. You can't have assassination. Step inside. Light implied. Pass my test, and I promise I will care for you and never let them rest. Cloud their eyes. Tensions rise. One by one, and the shadow that protects you is erased by morning sun. The shadow that protects you is erased by morning sun.
Testing, mic check. Cinnamon buns, cinnamon buns, cinnamon buns. Hello, hello, friendos. My name is Nez, and once again, welcome back to yet another Arknights stream. Hello, hello, Eggy. Because today we are once again back at it again for some more emotional damage. We're gonna be continuing our reading of Babel. So I just got logged in. I got shit to take care of. Let's just do some housekeeping. Give me 4 stars and 5 stars in my recruit, please. So I woke up like 2 hours ago, and I just recently watched the One Piece fan letter. The special for the fans since One Piece is going on an anime hiatus. One Piece is peak, as usual. The special made me cry. I think Megumi Ishitani and Mori should be in charge of more One Piece projects in the future, because they have the golden touch. How they don't have their own movie or arc they're in charge of yet, I have zero idea. But they are some of the best directors and animators right now in anime, probably. Every single time they make an episode or special for One Piece or opening, it's peak, it's magic. So there's that. Shit made me cry. They're gonna be remaking Fishman Island going forward. Plus, they're gonna be doing the remake of the first arc, the first saga, the East Blue Saga. There's a lot of One Piece content, regardless if it's ending anytime soon. I only recently got into One Piece like last year. I think exactly at the same time, exactly last year. And I've caught up with the manga. Born too early to explore space, born too late to explore the seas. Born just in time to read One Piece and watch it finish. So there's that. Really happy about the fan special. So let's just finish this up before we start. Let's not waste any stamina. What did you guys... Okay, you guys are always making ingots for me. Put you over there. Oh, there. Good perfumer. And anything... Oh my god! Okay, everyone is fatigued. Everyone is fatigued. I still gotta save up a lot of resources because Wizadel, still not quite sure how to pronounce her name, and Logos about to arrive soon. Gonna need a lot of resources for that. Okay, so let's just put everyone in the dorms before we start. Let's give you someone to help you out. There we go. Gotta take care of our operators' mental states. Otherwise, we're gonna have an HR problem. We don't want Rhodes Island to be considered a black company. I mean, we do send our operators out to dangerous situations. What are the HR ramifications of that? Also, how is this not... it ran out of stamina, which is why it hasn't finished yet. Okay, let's put in... where are my medics? One of you help her out. There we go. Cut that time in half. And... let's do this. Okay, so there we go. That is housekeeping done with. It is time. Just a little recap of everything that happened last week. We learned how Ascalon was picked up by both Theresa and Theresis. We learned a little bit of the origins of Babel and its original intention. Apparently, Theresis was at least on board with the idea at first, but over the course of a couple decades, we can't... the boiling blood of Sarkaz and their rightful hatred for every other race that has put them down and persecuted them boiled over. And it did not turn out well for Babel. Did not turn out well for Good Luck, his wife, and Oda. At least Oda got out safe when Babel was kicked out of Kazdel. So there's that. Babel is officially kicked out of Kazdel, and I think we're entering Act 2. This should be the introduction of Kelsey and the Doctor and maybe Amiya. So there's that. We ended off the first act with Kelsey contacting Theresa, saying that they finally recovered and excavated Rhodes Island from Rim Billiton. That is one major mystery that we have never been privy to. Rhodes Island was not built. At least in this current age, it was excavated. They found it and they restored it. What age did Rhodes Island come from? How did Kelsey know where it was? I hope we get at least some answers. Surely. Right, Hypergriff? Surely. Some answers would be appreciated. But anyway. Let's start. BB-ST-2. Things have not gone according to plan. Let us turn the volume up a little so we get some ambiance. Wait a minute. That can't be. That can't be. I prepared a gift for you, Nez. What do you hear? This is... Do you remember? This is the polarization formed when MAA-10 was born, aka kal'tsit. You said you found a rhythm within the waveform. Of course, I added a little personal touch. I adjusted the direction of the planetary tracks array to capture different echoes. We're getting right into it. Okay. The harmony is derived from the lingering neutrinos of extinguishing stars. As for the orchestrator, I used the gravitational folds left behind when the ship sailed through the star... Okay, we're getting right into it. Ship, Stargate, we're just casually confirming that the ancients were starfaring? I mean, I guess that would make sense. Since in BB-4, we did see that there was already space debris up there in space, which was surrounding a Kristen ship. It can't have gotten there alone. So, yeah, sure, the ancients were spacefaring. They might be aliens. Maybe they're not actually from Terra. Actually, no, that makes sense. Because the Sarkas, no, the Tikas, were the native life forms of Terra. No mention of any ancients. So probably, most likely, the ancients came from a different planet. Humans. They came from Earth? Is that how we're gonna do this shit? Oh, I knew you'd like it. The universe is singing. Even at this moment, it's still as touching as ever. But this violates the norms we set ourselves, priestess. These facilities should have kept operating on the preset path. The stars are losing their color. This world no longer has norms, doesn't it? This place will fall silent soon, almost like we've never been here. Come walk with me, before the silence comes. I hope we'll get to see this world's future with our own very eyes together. Okay, kinda creepy. We will. I will wait for you in that world. So, does this take place in a different planet? That world, Stargate. Is that how they got to Terra? With a Stargate? 4 years ago, summer 1090. So, this is still prior to the main theme, the main story. Rhodes Island of Babel, Kasdil. Closure! Wait, why does Closure have a Google dinosaur on her shirt? Has she always had that? Finally done retrofitting the electrical wiring, now we're gonna be able to withstand any impact, I think. How dare kal'tsit make me work 48 hours non-stop. Once all of this is over, I'm gonna tell Her Highness on her. Scout! Confirmed within the land ship's communication range. Signals clear. The mini bases you hit around are great, Closure. Of course, not even Her Highness has anything this handy. Is their so-called research finished? Energy surge caused by the last couple of rounds almost got Rhodes Island to stall. I'm still reinforcing the land ship for the next impact. You know how much I racked my brains to cover up the land ship's movement? Like, what if the military commission's spies caught wind? Ascalon! Relax. I've already eliminated all our targets nearby, just focus on our preparations. Scout, report. The infiltration mission is complete. Sending the intel back to Babel. What's the situation inside the city? Not much has changed over the past few years. Not many catastrophes, very low movement. Our situation's not very optimistic, actually. If the military commission continues to shrink our strategic space, let's trust Her Highness and Dr. kal'tsit. You're right. They've spent so much time preparing for today's experiment just to turn the tide. Right, Scout. Have you gotten your hands on the equipment I was keeping in place at my place? I've already entrusted it to a messenger to take to Babel. Awesome. With the secret weapon kal'tsit and I knocked out together, we'll definitely crack that weird control system on the ship. Ooh. They did not build this ship. Nope, no, they had to unlock it. I'll rendezvous with the messenger and confirm the package's risk level before bringing it to the land ship. We've been investigating the agent behind our missing engineer too. The threat against the land ship hasn't been fully eliminated yet. Oda! How old would Oda be at this time? He's pretty youthful. For someone that was around since the Babel age. He joined Babel like pretty young as a teenager. So I guess, yeah, he's a young man, more or less in current day. Hey yo, what's up, Vergon Dust? LOLO. At least 30? Sheesh! Then again, this is Arknights. Our youngest 50-year-old is cold shot. But then we finally got an old lady operator. So maybe I'm being too unkind. Oda though, pretty ripped. Sarkaz genes are strong. That too. Sarkaz are also long-lived. Maybe they stay young. They stay in a younger form for a lot longer. Thanks, Oda. Looks like now I can make more safety equipment for Her Highness and Kelsey. And I should install an extra line for backup. Hope there won't be any unexpected surprises this time. Do you need any help, Closure? Oh, you should hurry and evacuate the safe zone with everybody else. The next wave of impacts is probably gonna be in 30 minutes. Now everything's all ready. I'm kinda curious. Just what kind of secret experiments are Kelsey and Her Highness running? They even need to mod the energy and defense modules, not to mention those weird tests. What are they doing? What? This is a room in Rhodes Island we've never seen before. There's no one with a better understanding of Originium. If you want to solve the suffering caused by Originium... Wait, are they trying to revive Doctor? Is this it? Did Doctor come with Rhodes Island in a sarcophagus? There's no better candidate for the job. The news you bring is always so surprising, even for the King of Sarkaz. Are those devices really still working? Are you confident about the resurrection? Okay, casual confirmation that the Doctor of Rhodes Island came with the ship. They're just dumping everything right on us. I can't even say I'm flabbergasted. It's moving so fast. The vast majority of life forms on Terra can't resist corrosion that spans such a long stretch of time. The Terra we see today is no doubt a miracle, and so are you, Theresa. Yuri. But in the past, the whole solar system revolving around the sun was insignificant in their eyes. In their eyes. The ancients? The humans? You seem a little tense, and also a little anxious and nervous. You built Oda just for being your goat. In memory of good luck, we should all build Oda. Is there anything else that worries you? Yes. But I can't tell you. It's okay. Sorry, I shouldn't have distracted you. Focus, I can feel it. Kelsey, you love this name, don't you? I've forgotten almost everything else about those days. Well, that's convenient, Lowlight. That's convenient that she doesn't remember about that era of time. But I still remember how, in that distant past, somebody gave me this name. Oh, don't tell me it's either a doctor or priestess. Kelsey. That was the last time we ever met. AMA 10. Kelsey. And then there's that weird mirror image that we're gonna see in Enfield. Who is that? AMA 11? AMA 69? Kelsey, I do not have much time left. Search for traces of life. Search for hope and a future. Kelsey, go find your own answer. Go find yourself. That was her last directive. Then why hesitate? I know what you mean. It's just... I've had a premonition, worry, or perhaps a conjecture. At the starting point of this land, at a certain point in time when life had only started budding, something that can never be reversed happened here. And I don't know what it is. Our earliest known knowledge of what happened to the world of Terra is that the Farinmits arrived from the void. So, maybe they're talking about that? Not quite too sure. That could possibly be it. Hold up, wait. I'm just gonna... wait. I'm gonna hide the cursor. Okay, there we go. That's Kelsey's scientific name? Yes. If it's someone that even Dr. Kelsey can put her full faith in, then I'm not one bit worried. Besides, considering how cautious you are, the safety measures that you prepared well ahead of time have never allowed me to worry. I'm sorry to say this, Theresa. This alone, no matter how many contingency measures I prepare, I still can't confidently say anything is conclusive. Theresa, I can't guarantee that I always make the most rational decision. And this time, I want to believe. Then do what you want to. I'll be here with you. Yuri. Kelsey's hand touches the door that has stood silently still for a cryptically long stretch of time. A door. A new wave of tremors reaches Rhodes Island. Oh. Is this in Rhodes Island or somewhere outside? Seems like it's outside. It seems like it's one of those... it's one of those chambers that Friston was in charge of. Well, not Friston specifically. But it seems similar. It's one of those tombs for the ancients. It's in Rhodes Island? Okay. Originium will become the beacon, condensed by our civilization. If one day other life forms in the universe lose their homeland and seek a way to resolve their plight, they will witness that we once shined, we once resisted, and this is where we rest. We once delivered the gift to those who came after us before our annihilation. Hope. Music change. Unknown language. This place. Is Octar just strutting out? Is it time already? Yeah. Oh! Warning. Unknown power activated. Warning. PRTS access detected. Okay. PRTS confirmed as part of the old era. Warning. PRTS access detect. PRTS access reset complete. Administrator permissions confirmed. All communications module channels open. Communication receiver module overclocking procedure completed. Remember us that we once lived as monologue? I mean, Lowlight does play FF14. Search. Preserver. No signal. Search. Kerula Arbor. No signal. Ayo? Ayo? The Sea Terrors? What does the Sea Terrors have to do with this? Search. Celestial Fulcrum. No signal. Okay. I'm pretty sure this is not the first time we've heard of the term Celestial Fulcrum. I just don't remember where it was first mentioned. But this is not the first time we've heard of that. Preston Seaborn Laterano Supercomputer. Ah, okay. I see. Search. Unknown static noise. No signal. Everything is connected to the ancients. Not even surprising. They're just dumping everything on us. This one single chapter is just dumping everything on us. My mind is growing at an exponential rate. Search complete. No signal detected on any channel. Would you like to retry? No answer. Just me. How long has it been? Searching progress logs. Latest update. 4,755,954 days ago. 4 million years! That's a long time. Doctor is old. Abnormal vital signs detected. Loading restoration module. Restoring. Did I wake up too early or too late? What stage has Originium reached? What do you mean by that? Let me... Did the ancients bring Originium to Terra? Is that what caused the downfall of the ancient civilization? Oh, it said in days, not years. Okay. 13,000 years. That's not a long time, actually. That is... 13,000 years is... very young in the timeline of Arknights. It's way, way after the Ferenmus arrived and the Tikaz civilization thrived on Terra. We're aliens, surely. Originium inspection module is disconnected. Unknown language. Terra. Why save all these redundant information? Is the music too loud? I'ma turn it down a bit. This isn't recorded in the database. A new language. A new civilization is born? It's just me. What about her? Priestess, my... I can answer your question. I saved those data in PRTS in advance. You? A hint of unfamiliarity, perplexity, and vigilance flash in the eyes of the person stuck in the past. Kelsey senses it from the glare of the person in the sarcophagus. Okay, straight up just saying it's the sarcophagus. My wife? That is headcanon. That's what they want you to think. Likewise, Theresa senses Kelsey's nervousness. Wait. You've changed a fair bit. The person inside the sarcophagus feels like they've just awoken from a short dream. The life form that bids them farewell prior to sleep is still here by their side. But you've never left. No, from the moment I left this place until now, when I'm standing here before you again. I have wandered for thousands of years. However, I have never forgotten the question you left me. Oh, Prime Directive came from Doctor. Kelsey waits uneasily. She needs to make sure. She needs to make sure that her hope has not gone through some kind of horrible change. Ooh. Irony. The tragic irony that's about to befall the Doctor. Unknown language. That was not a question. That was what I looked forward to. Then have you found the meaning of your life yet? Kelsey. The Doctor named her. I mean, all of that implies that it was the Doctor that named Kelsey. Gave her the name. Discovering the meaning in the continuation of life, it's a path that I will have to keep walking. Hello, Odoran. Just in time for all the lore drops and lore bombs that this one chapter is giving us. You still remember? Doctor was dripped out since day one. Doctor was dripped out since day one. I still remember. To me, it was like yesterday when we said goodbye to each other, and it also seemed like an eternity. But to you, there was never a moment when I forgot all you have done for me. Kelsey, smiling at the Doctor? What is this timeline? Aside from my life, you granted me one other thing that I found most precious. Freedom. Please, just Doctor will do, Kelsey. let me get out first. You're still very weak. I can help. No need. I still have many questions. What has become of Originium? I couldn't find any records. It still grows on the continent outside. What the fuck did we do to ruin that smile? So I woke up too early. Wait. Okay. Doctor, since day one, was concerned about Originium. Doctor was the prime Originium researcher, even back then during ancient times. Why do they... Doctor is genderless, by the way. You can just self-insert whatever you want on them. Why do they think that they woke up too early? So, was the original plan that Doctor was supposed to be only woken up when Originium either went away or consumed more land? It's either one of the two. So a lot of this is making me think that the ancient civilization went into hibernation because of Originium. You've suffered, Kelsey. I can tell from your eyes you woke me up because you need my help. Yes, we need your help. I see. That devil? Whoa, 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 Doctor! Bro, you just woke up like an hour ago, Grandpa! Hold up, using slurs? The moment you wake up, chill, Doctor, chill! I can see from your friend behind you that not only has Originium found an unexpected way to exist, she also possesses, yes, the Civilite Eterna. Okay, Doctor just straight up name dropping the Black Crown. The course of this civilization is very complicated. What's her name? Does their civilization have anything like that used to refer to individuals? Theresa. The awakened one walks up to Theresa and holds out two arms, showing the palms of those hands. This might be the least lewd hand-holding I've ever seen. Theresa extends her hands to lightly hold the hands of the one from the past. The Doctor feels warmth. Yes, Theresa. This is the moment two civilizations make contact with one another, yet Theresa can still see sadness in the eyes of the Doctor, from eras long gone. And she feels no warmth from the hands she's holding. Originium and you, together. Oh, okay. I mean, it's never been outright confirmed until now, but it seems like the rocks growing on Theresa's dress isn't just design, she's actually infected. Also, it's on her head. Then again, she's a Sarkaz. What Sarkaz isn't infected? Just because of their material circumstances. You speak our language? I learned from records, not hard. Unbelievable, I was thinking about learning your language. Kelsey said, my world is lost. Languages of the past should stay in the past. I am curious about your kind. You found and even entered Civilite Eterna. I want to ask you everything about your civilization. That's the only way I can find traces of my world, the world of the past. I understand. Doctor, is that how you say it? Please forgive me. Keep holding my hands. I will show you. Okay, straight up just using crown. The Doctor cannot help but feel attracted to the eyes of this creature that looks like a devil. Through her eyes, the one who lost the world sees life. Why are we out in the ice fields? Civilization is born from the instinct of living beings, it's survival of the fittest. Natural selection, this is how the cycle of life is formed. A burdened beast accidentally fell beneath the ice pushes a small cub from the water with its head. The small bird and beast staggers on the ice and walks towards the hunters who are waiting afar with their bait. Oh, we're in Kierag? Huh, wait a minute. I'm gonna keep silent for now. It's coming this way, get ready. The hunter grabs a starving bird and beast cub before the ice cracks underneath them. Good, at least we managed to save one. Rebellion. Going against our survival instinct is a catalyst of our civilization's evolution. Oh, okay. She's showing them a vision. It's through the Black Crown. They're not actually in the ice fields. And curiosity. Curiosity is what we burn our lives away for. The staircase that allows our civilization to proceed forward. Pioneer chasing the stars is pushing forward with his fallen ally on his back. You dipshit. Why can't you keep at it for just one more day? Newspapers already said that it was a crashed aircraft of the Wrights, not a shooting star, but you just had to get to the bottom of it. Okay, Kristen's parents. They were failures who crashed from the sky. What the heck is there to risk your life for? Those rocks that fell onto the land, what did you want to prove to me? I too once saw within the Black Crown the sun getting engulfed, with darkness shrouding the whole continent. Huh. Interesting recording. When did that happen? Because we know that the Civilite Eterna records history. It records memories, emotions, and all that jazz. When did that happen? And where did that happen? It didn't specifically imply that it happened on Terra. Could have happened on the Ancients' homeworld, question mark. A lot of questions. But even in its darkest hour, there were still those who tried to light up the night. Ooh! Sargonians! Archosaurus! Oh, it's still back. The sun really is dead. Okay, it's happened on Terra. The sun's been dead for so long. We gotta save it. If the sun doesn't live, how are we gonna hold our tails? Hold our tail thickness contest. Okay. They're measuring the tails. They're having a contest. Thin tails or thick tails, chat? Which side are you on? I'm more of a thick tail man myself. But how? We climb the tallest mountain and raise a torch up high to light it back up. What if our arms get tired? Then we'll build a statue of me, and my statue will hold up the torch instead. Good idea. We can build my statue next to yours to hold up another torch too. Then if your torch goes out, my torch can light yours too. Their torches are touching tips. What did Lowlight mean by this? With fire comes light, and it is light that guides us towards hope. And my kin sees death as different interpretation of hope. After your body's destruction, to become one with the city within the soul furnace flames is an honor bestowed only to those who are most respected. They will grow as originium crystals and become one with Kazdel. The newborn will grow among the fluttering dust and continue their march forward with hardships in tow amid the chorus of the myriad souls. Progress mixed with ignorance. The cycle continues and repeats over and over. So beautiful. So nostalgic. You're kind. Terra seems to have gotten back on the right track and achieving enlightenment. How is ignorance defined, and how do we prove the progress of enlightenment? The way I see it, all of this is part of our civilization. But the things you showed me, most of them are extremely different compared to your race. Conquerors and the conquered both have been branded with inerasable marks by this land throughout the evolution of civilization. For the sake of survival, I believe that all discrepancies will be unified, and all clans will be one. Babel. The borderless country unified country of Babel? In the future that I envision, all the many lands will become one. That's a stirring belief. It's admirable. I can feel that you truly love this great land. Be it discrimination, war, or disaster, the object of your love has long surpassed an individual or a clan. But if you surpass the extremes of the civilization you belong to, no one will be able to comprehend your love. On the contrary, they will loathe you. Yeah, they kicked Babel out of Kazdel. I mean, Doctor is a genius. You understand what you will have to go through to reach the future you strive for. If there is no choice but to walk that path, I will gladly do so. Theresa, a Terran. No wonder Kelsey trusts you. She willingly took the risk to wake me in order to help you. Okay, that was a giveaway. That was a massive giveaway because Doctor doesn't see themselves as a Terran. They see Theresa as a Terran. They don't see Kelsey as a Terran. So a lot of this is pointing to, I don't think the ancients were native to this world. More or less. They said they were around 13,000 years ago, and that's way younger than the actual age of Terra. There's a lot of shit that happened way before that. Right. When every era comes to an end, there are always those who try their hardest to change the tide in the final moments. But most of the time, their stories don't end well. Nevertheless, there is no doubt that you have my admiration. After all, on a certain level, you are very similar to some people that I knew. I will never get to see them again. Perhaps I'll need some more time to get my thoughts in order. But no matter, I think I should listen to what you two have to say first. What do you need me to do? Vision over. Doctor, you need to rest. I'm fine. Kelsey, she's given me lots of surprises, but on top of that, she's given me more challenges. Sorry, I mean confusion. I still don't have a very good grasp of the Sarkaz language. I saw a lot of unexpected things in her. Surely you did too. I made enemies with her, came to know her, began to understand her wish, and finally admired her responsibility. The Black Crown shared with Theresa the long history and experience it bears, and she too slowly gained foresight that no other can attain. I felt perhaps this would be our best chance, with her, with Babel, with Terra. With Terra. You two are part of this great land now, Kelsey. I hope you will take this journey with us too. Right. I envy you and I trust you, Kelsey. But I'm just a researcher. Perhaps the help I can offer won't be significant as you hoped. Oripathy, catastrophe, disasters that we have no methods to resist have been bringing many hardships to these lands. Yet Terra's technology is almost entirely built atop the foundation that is Originium. Fighting over energy, the discrimination against the infected, and the estrangement between war and races are all further tearing these lands apart.
Man, brother, can't believe Arknights went woke, brother. This is woke DEI bullshit.
We tried, but our efforts yielded very little. That's because we know practically nothing about Originium. We know nothing about this great land. What happened to the sky and the ocean? Where did the ancients come from? How exactly were we born? You specifically, the Tikaz, you were natives of this planet. So, you were just born, technically. Everyone else, all the other animal people, we have no idea if they're actually native. Or whether they were created by the ancients. But the Sarkaz, the Tikaz, they were here first, most likely. We hope you'll be able to find the answers for us. Surely Kelsey must have already shared some of those with you. As for Originium, I'm sorry to say that the person I am now can't give you a good answer, at least not an answer to everything. When I woke up, I tried to access the logs tracking Originium's progress, but strangely, there was nothing. This glimpse of Terra that you showed me has made me even more confused. The development of Originium has taken a completely different turn from what I expected, and I need some time. I need to explore and see this great land for myself to understand how exactly Originium has influenced culture, life, and environment. This could take years, perhaps longer, and maybe after an enormous amount of energy is expended, you will receive only a most disappointing answer. I once made a promise to somebody. Thinking about it now, perhaps all I have left of myself or her was regret. That's why I won't make a promise lightly, Kelsey. Forgive me. In that case, we will wait. She's smiling! Again! At the doctor! What is this? Am I in some upside-down clown world? She's smiling at the doctor! Again! Babel will last until the day of your return, Doctor. Thank you. Well, sorry, I'm a little hungry. PRT has showed me that the landship has a temporary cafeteria. That it does, but it might be a little messy there. How about I take you... Thank you, Theresa, but no. This place has a special meaning to me. Let me walk there slowly by myself. Okay, be careful, Doctor. Right. He came from the landship. The awakening has given the Doctor a lot of pressure, but it would seem this one is quick to adapt, and much quicker than I expected. Do not give the Doctor ramen. Did they have ramen in ancient times? Questions to ponder. The Doctor wants to learn all there is to learn about Terra. Quick learner too, it seems. If the children were like the Doctor, perhaps they would have a chance to master even more languages and travel to so many places across Terra. Theresa, you should go back and look for the others. There should be plenty of Babel affairs that need the chairman herself to. There's something bothering me. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but I want to tell you. The Doctor seems to be surprised by the look of Terra as it is today. Yes, something about Originium influencing the world? You once told me that nobody has a better understanding of Originium than the Doctor, the same Doctor who said that the development of Originium took a completely different turn from the expected. A lot of that implies that the ancients set Originium upon this world before they went to sleep. Either they set it purposely upon Terra, or it went amok and haywire and shit, and that's why they had to hibernate. Then what should Originium have been like? What should have these lands looked like? What should the Sarkaz have been like? Is the Doctor ready to depart? Right. The Doctor applied for transport, some defensive weapons, and nothing else. The Doctor stated an intent to avoid combat zones. Alright, we'll just abide by the Doctor's wishes. Your Highness, I would like to follow this Doctor of ours. Considering the background involved, I am worried. Ascalon, have you ever left Kazdel? Left? If you count how I would once chase a quarry and left the area when I was small, then I most certainly have. That doesn't count. Go follow and protect the Doctor, but do not interfere. I'll keep a close eye. No, Ascalon, calm down. I don't want you to keep an eye on anyone. I want you to go out there and see how the people in other lands live. This is a great opportunity. How they live. Outside our homeland, neither war nor suffering is part of people's daily lives. Food, fashion, arts, and culture. We could have so much. Many of us know this fact, but even more of us choose to ignore this fact, because most of the time we don't have the freedom to choose. Don't give me that look, Ascalon. Listen to me. At first, you followed me because you opposed Theseus' measures, but what about after this division is over? What will you do then? What will be your next stop for the countless... What will be the next stop for the countless Sarkaz who share the same idea as you? That's why you need to take a break from the war and see the sights beyond our homeland. See the life that we should have lived. If that is your wish, it is. Have a safe trip. Okay, that's a lot of... What the fuck was that, lowlight? Way too much shit happened. Way too much lore drops happened. What the fuck was that? We gotta process all of that slowly. Okay. Okay. Doctor, ancient. PRTS, ancient. Rhodes Island, ancient. Originium, ancient. Got it. BB-4. Let's go. Also ancient, seemingly. Alien to Terra. Dear Kelsey, glad to receive your letter. Hope you and everyone in Babel are well. A couple months ago, I rescued a girl by the name of Amia from a convoy that had met with misfortune. Oh! While Doctor was exploring the lands of Terra, learning about the world, that's how they met Amia. The accident killed her parents and afflicted her with oropathy. The locals deal with orphaned oropathy patients by putting them in a car and driving them into the wastes. I had no choice but to take her with me. Okay, calm down. We have become fellow travelers by chance. You can't imagine my panic and helplessness as I took care of her. Fortunately, a woman who goes by the name of Savage has joined our little band, which has helped take some of the burden off of me. Savage! Savage is here. Shadow leaps out from the dunes in the moonlight. It's a badger! It's one of those badger things that attacked Doctor in the Rimbilton event. Threatening roar. Hey, go away. Don't come any closer. Rubs claws excitedly. It's a sand beast. Look at him, it's so small. You seem to have made them even more excited, Amia. Don't worry, Doctor, I can deal with this. Mom and Dad taught me how to chase the sand beasts away. All you need to do is to imitate the sound of their natural enemies. Chirp chirp. Pauses in confusion. Wait, that wasn't right. Was it chip chip? Tilts head in confusion. It's still not right. What was it again? Ow? Cuckoo? Tick-tock? Swings tail in confusion. That's not right either. It's okay, Ami, I'll take care of this. The Doctor makes a ring with thumb and index finger and whistles, producing a strange sound. Stands up startled. Looks around uneasily. Quickly digs a hole. Slowly follows. Wow, Doctor, that was just like the real thing. Let me try. Amia presses her tiny hand against her lips, but used too much force and only gets a sound out after going all red and puffy in the face. A pair of whistles echo across the waste, sending the sand beast scurrying underground. A child's laughter replaces the whistles. Then the laughter fades away to silence and a soft little sigh. Come here, Amia. Why the sudden look? The sand beast ran off. I could never remember even after Mom and Dad taught me so many times. And I couldn't protect you even though I said I would. Your hand's still wounded and it still hasn't fully healed. Don't worry, it doesn't hurt. Anyway, don't you remember? It was you who taught me how to make that sound. I did. You see, like I told you, your brain slows down and you start to forget things if you don't sleep. I don't want to sleep. I'm scared that I'll dream of those things. But you told me you dream of your parents, too. We have some time before our ride gets here. Have some sleep. Can I come closer? When I wake up, the first thing I want to see is you. Of course, why don't I tell you a few stories while we wait for Savage? Savage just straight up calls herself that? Okay. Don't mess with a baddie, I guess. A long time ago, there was a really smart scientist. Her home was in danger, and she made a difficult choice to protect it and the people around her. Here we are, ancient and priestess lore drop? Not continuing the story, okay. Sure, lowlight. Hmm. Okay. Putting the puzzle pieces together, Priestess's directive was probably the thing that got all the ancients to enter hibernation. Why was the home why were their home in danger? Doctor, I found a vehicle. We'll be able to go to the next. She's sleeping. Shush. 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 Oh, this is Rimbilton. Dear Kelsey, I was glad to find signs of life wherever I went. This should be an unfamiliar world. Yet there are times when it feels incredibly familiar. I recalled the legends that had fascinated me in the past, never failing to capture my imagination despite their age. The ancient machines that had rumbled in the mines and thus once again roamed this land. Huh? The ancient machines that had rumbled in the mines and thus once again roamed this land. Rimbilton machines and the mines in Rimbilton, the machines they use in those mines, how are they related to ancient machines in the time of the Doctor? Stories can become reality. The reality we can see become stories. You can come over, Amia. No need to keep poking your head from out there. Are you drawing, Doctor? Am I interrupting? Of course not. Take a look. Is it good? It's the mining truck we just drove together. I've been drawing lots of our experiences. Have you driven a mining truck before? Even the old miners can't go as fast as you did. I've seen many amazing vehicles before, like Originium slug eggs, but much larger. Once I drove one of them and went through the bridge between the stars. Excusez-moi? Excusez-moi? Casually just dropping confirmation that the ancients were... Well, we already knew that they were spacefaring. But this is confirmation that Doctor was a starship captain? Starship helmsman? Okay. Sure. They drove a starship? The bridge between the stars? It's always dark at night, so it must have been really dark. Was it dangerous? No. Guides stand by the bridge, borrowing glowing clouds from old stars and making round mirrors out of them. Guides stand by the bridge, borrowing glowing clouds from old stars and making round mirrors out of them. Following the path of the mirrors show, and we can. Follow the path the mirrors show, and we can see the spires fading in and out of the clouds and the crown of flowers worn by the stars on the other side of the bridge. This is the most poetic we've ever heard, Doctor. Is that literal? Or a turn of phrase? When we descend on the crown, you'll find that it belongs to good children like you. It's a really, really big playground. I mean, he's trying to explain it to a child, I guess. A playground. I've read about them in the stories. There are a lot of children out there. Do you want to play with the other children? No, I just want to play with you, Doctor. You'll make more friends as you grow up. As I grow up. What's the most amazing vehicle you've ever driven? The most amazing? Well, I spent a long time with it. Very long indeed. Rhodes Island. Was there anyone else with you? In the beginning, yes. In the end, though, I was alone. But it's alright. I was sleeping. I slept for a very long time. Okay, Rhodes Island. Take me with you next time. That way I can keep you company and you won't have to sleep all day. Why are you laughing, Doctor? That's a big promise to make. Are you sure? You'll have your own journey, your own vision, your future. Are you sure you want to be with me? But they all say that. There's no future for people with rocks on them. So I'll always be with you. We'll have a future, Amia. Savage! How's Amiya doing? Still not great? You learned from one of Savage's interaction that she was pissed with Amiya that was forced to be a leader. She was vexed that the doctor lost her memory, so she couldn't ask further. I mean, in this family unit, Savage is kind of like the older sister, more or less. Still a bit of a fever, maybe oropathy complications from all the excitement. Hard to find oropathy meds around these parts. She acts like it's nothing during the day, but keeps having nightmares, poor girl. Every survivor of that accident was infected, no exceptions. How long does it take for oropathy to progress in a child her age? It's different for everyone. Some disintegrate the day after developing acute symptoms, some suffer for more than a decade of misery. But the end is always the same. Oropathy. Is there anyone in the world who could cure it? The world? Oh, you mean Terra, our great land. Man, you sound like one of those old scholars. I didn't know you had a sense of humor. That's right. I don't quite remember exactly the etymology of the word world. But because world and Terra they carry a bit different of meanings when it comes to Arknights. Because they usually refer to Terra as the Great Land because no one on Terra has ever seen, the actual land from space. Not until Kristen, at least. There's a sky barrier stopping from all of that, so I think most Terrans are probably flat earthers. And they don't have the concept of the world or a planet. Wait, you're serious? I'm afraid not. It's impossible. I need to be possible. Oh, wait, what? I need it to be possible. People couldn't imagine the nomadic cities a few centuries ago, could they? I'll find a way. Before her symptoms deteriorate, it may be hard, but that doesn't mean it's impossible. Say it to Rim Billy and they'll think you're making fun of them. So, world means planet and Terra means the continent that they know of? More or less. It's the land that they know of. They have no concept of the world or a planet. Because, the sky barrier. You never fail to surprise me, but the doctor knows the concept of world at least. You never fail to surprise me, but I can't help but believe in you. Is that the charm of being smart? Come on, Charlotte. Her name is Charlotte? Okay. I meant you, never mind. Oh, I meant, can't you tell? There's something about you. Something that lets everyone know that you're different from us. Is it the lack of the animal ears? We only have 2 ears. Everyone else has 4 ears. Actually, no, that's not true. Sometimes they have 4 ears. Sometimes they have 2 ears. It's wildly inconsistent. Imagine if she was really called Savage. Hey, don't blame a baddie what she calls herself. I'm not judging a baddie. Amiya senses it. Children are more sensitive than we know. Is that obvious? She's strong. She doesn't show her sadness in front of you. She wants you to see her joy. She doesn't want to be a burden to you. She's trying to take care of you. You became the only pillar in her life the day you saved it. But she knows you were never supposed to cross paths. She's afraid that you'll abandon her too. Don't worry, I won't leave her. Now that's the spirit. I knew you would say that. We're still in Rim Building. Dear Kelsey, I thought I would never be more than a passing visitor in this place, one history would never remember. This intentional isolation made me forget reality. I am here, on Terra, this great land. I don't know what made me feel it, but the warmth of life coming from the child's palm stings my heart and makes it burn. I mean, it's good to know that we were practically Amiya's surrogate parent very early on. This is jerky and fruit left here on purpose. They know I'm here. Always inscrutable. Ascalon was ghosting them, and Doctor was like, Why is that strange woman always sneaking behind us? Does she want jerky? Let's give her some jerky. Maybe she's hungry. Dear Kelsey, I'm planning to take Amiya back to Babel. Savage has done her best to find medicine for Amiya, but my ability to treat Amiya's neuropathy is limited under present conditions. I know that Amiya isn't special, but by any objective standard, I know that Babel faces a crisis no less complicated, but I've decided to bring her back. I met many people along the way. I've fretted over money at times, benefited from people's generosity at others. I've seen many new things, even some that surprised me for the first time in a long while. The convoy that we were traveling with broke down. We found a herder to guide us through the wilderness of Rimbilton on the backs of burden beasts to rumbling of drills and engines. Look at this big lad. Good boy, good boy. Are we really not going to Yan, Doctor? We're going somewhere else to cure your sickness. But there's no cure for neuropathy. There's no such thing as an impossible puzzle, Amiya. There's a place called Babel where people I trust are working hard to fight this disease. Let's work with them. Will I have to spend a long time there? Some time at least, but don't worry, there'll be lots of people with you, caring for you. I'll be there too. Do we really have to go? Lots of sick kids went away to get treated, but no one ever came back. Yeah, they got sent to the wilderness to die! Australians. Neuropathy doesn't hurt at all. I promise I'll be good, Doctor. Right, Savage? Yes, Amiya has always been a good girl. Are you sure you don't want to rethink this, Doctor? Billies deal with Originium every day. We know what neuropathy can do. Stay here in Rimbilton and at least we can give her a home. Maybe that's more important than the cold walls of a laboratory. A home. You have a point, but I can't just stand by and watch Originium hurt her. I have an obligation. Amiya, I promise you I'll do my best to cure you no matter what happens. This is a weird place to be in the current Arknights storyline because Enfield exists. And we still know that Originium exists in Enfield way after the presumed lifespan of Amiya. Come on, dog. Savage does have a point though, and Babel's in a place that's not entirely safe. You can stay with Savage if you don't want to leave Rimbilton. I'm sorry to force this decision on you at such a young age, but you're a strong girl and we'll respect your choice. The doctor is right, Amiya. No need for knee-jerk answers. Think carefully about it. I trust you, Doctor. I want to have a future. I want to grow up, read books with you, and travel with Savage. Does neuropathy exist, though, in Enfield? Yes, it does, because they had a whole ass segment in the main story where they introduce you to neuropathy. Someone suffering from neuropathy. I distinctly remember that. It does. They explain it to you straight up in the story that people still suffer from neuropathy. It's just that I'm a little scared. Huh. Thank you, Amiya. Doctor pats Amiya's head, then picks her up and climbs onto the burden beast. They've hardly sat down when ground begins to shake, stirring up clouds of dust. Growls in alarm. No! Our burden beast, what is going on? Underneath our feet! Must be a deep digger. It's spooking the burden beast. Watch out! No! Stay, boy, stay! Whoa! Whoa! Hang in there, Doctor! Doctor! The burden beast rears up its hind legs, gives a loud cry, then charges forward. The rest of the pack follows. Whoa! What is this goofy ass CG? They run towards a shallow shoal, splashing water everywhere. It is all the doctor can do to grab the fur in the back of the burden beast and hang on for dear life. Amiya's eyes are wide open in the chaos. With one hand on the burden bee, she stretches out the other towards the doctor. Grab my hand, doctor! It's a bit too short. Accelerates. Oh, I have to get them to... Hang on, it's speeding up. I'm trying. Hang in there, doctor, I'm coming. Hurry. Ah! In the end, I was thrown from the back of the burn beast into the water. Doctor does not do well with animals. My hindquarters and back are burned with pain, and I gagged on the water rushing into my nose. But it also made me feel like I was truly living on this land after spending almost half a year traveling across it. I heard the sound of my life surging. Gotta get that blood pumping. Gotta feel alive somehow. Summer 1091, 1 year later. After the doctor was recovered. Kazel. And this is 3 or 4 years before the main story. 3, 4, 5. No more messenger stations from here on. Villages become sparse and bandits become frequent. I'm afraid we have to part ways here, Savage. Why? The region ahead is in turmoil. You'll be in danger if the mercenaries spot you. You and Amiya will be in danger too, won't you? I'll be fine. I've come this far. I'll see your journey through to the end. Charlotte, thank you. The goddess's ears quiver at the mention of her real name. She glances at the doctor. Hey, yo! What did Lowlight mean by this? A few months is neither long nor short. True, it comprised only a tiny part of her lifetime, but it was also a span of a few hundred days, filled with countless unforgettable experiences. Under the setting sun before the sand beasts, beneath the eaves upon this land. She had enjoyed the journey, even if she never fully understood her quiet companion, and the many strange and curious ideas that companion had. The goddess, who goes by the name of Savage, sighs. What can she do? She's not as smart as the doctor. Will you come and visit, Savage? Of course. The doctor said Babel's new base is being worked on by Billy engineers, right? Maybe we'll see each other soon. Then I'll be waiting for you, Savage. Good girl, Amiya. Now, though, I need to figure out how to take you and the doctor through the wilderness. You and Amiya stay here and rest for a while, Doctor. I'll see if the transport hub ahead has any good vehicles for hire. Doctor? Oh, hello, Ascalon. You've been ghosting us for about a year. Finally time to say hello? Yes, Amiya does have many moms. Whoa! Do we have time to actually say goodbye? The longer we stay here, the more dangerous it gets. The goddess girl seems rather determined. It's better for both of you to part ways here. I suppose you're right. We won't wait for Savage? Sometimes, Amiya, we have to do bad things for good reasons. We don't want Savage to be in danger, do we? But she doesn't want to leave you. It's rude to leave without saying goodbye, but that way Savage won't face danger. Oh, that's gonna piss off Savage, but okay, sure. Casually kidnapping Amiya from Savage. I promise we'll get to see her again. She can come by to the land ship. Can I leave a note for Savage? She'll be worried if she comes back to find us gone. Good thinking. Go ahead and write one. Okay. Her Highness wants to meet with you alone. Are things not going well? How's Kelsey? Now's not the time. We'll leave once the girl has written her note. Alright. Can we trouble you with a note? Yeah, the timeline is weird. Not quite too sure. She definitely starts out the main theme at 14. And this takes place in 91. The main theme happens in like 90... 94 and 5, I think? 93 to 5, somewhere around that time. So this is weird. Either she's near 14 now, or I don't know. She would only be 11. Yeah. I'm not gonna have the exact timeline off the top of my head. We could probably just check the wiki to make sure. The Terra wiki, not the fandom wiki. The fandom wiki is ass. It's full of headcanon. Okay, BB-4. Autumn, 1091. Rhodes Island of Babel, Kazzo. House progress closure. The last thing I need is another core system control failure. Well, since you had to bring it up, I might have run into a little problem. Even when the tricks you taught me, the encryption methods used by many of PRTS's programs are almost incomprehensible to the normal brain, and my decoder isn't fully compatible yet. We may not be able to shut the system down before the doctor arrives in the ship. Try again. If you're not confident about getting it done, then we'll have to go to the contingency plan, cutting off power to the entire ship. Leave it to me. Seems like you're still keeping a lot of secrets though. I've never seen anyone make you so nervous. That's not important. What's important is making sure nothing happens to the ship. Ascalon's report says the doctor looks like an ordinary person, a pretty decent one too, who picked up a little stray caudus and carried her all across the land. Do we really have to be so on edge? It's not the doctor that I fear. Then what is it? You don't need to know yet. Wipe the doctor's boarding records. This is for safety of both the doctor and Babel. The others don't need to know that the doctor exists until the doctor and Theresa have reached their own conclusion. Alright, I'll work at it. But I wonder why you seem to care a lot about this doctor at the same time, that you're so on guard over this whole thing. I've got it! The doctor must have dirt on you! Don't bother, you won't find it. Come on, why so serious? The Joker, baby! What about the girl? Same conclusion, no change. I cross-checked all relevant Rimbiltonian records and had Scout check out the informants inside the military commission. Amia's background comes through clean. Her parents were killed when the convoy transporting the laser mining module got attacked. The attack itself was purely coincidental. No one knew they were transporting Sarkaz-related cargo, and the military commission wasn't involved. She must have gotten infected in the mess. If not for the doctor, she'd be spending the rest of her life suffering in Rimbilton. I'll handle the girl's examination and treatment once she's on board. You're still concerned about her? Yes, I am. She's too young, and she hasn't had proper treatment since contracting herpethy. Oh, that kind of concern. I don't want the doctor's kindness to be the reason for delaying her treatment. Plus, Theresa would call her a gentle child who has the right to choose her future. Taking after her waifu. Amiya. Let me sleep. Where are we? Doctor? Doctor? The doctor is here. Wake up, sleepyhead, you're almost home. Home? In her half-awake state, Amiya feels a warm fingertip brush her cheek. That tickles, don't do that. Whoa! Who are you? I'm Theresa. Theresa? The doctor talked about you. Oh? What did the doctor say? I don't remember. I was having a great carrot cake at the time, though. Theresa should smell nice, but be really warm and sweet. New mom acquired. What about now? Is she as you imagined her? Yeah, smells good, warm and sweet. Doesn't smell like carrots, though. Not fully awake, I see. Will you come home with us, Amiya? Home. Yeah, okay. Sure. The first meeting. She straight up sniffed her. Based. Outside Rhodes Island of Babel. Kazdo. Rhodes Island of Babel. The tiny caudus sleeps soundly in Theresa's arms, leaning against her neck. She pats me on the back and turns towards the doctor, who is clearly tired. Thank you, Theresa. I didn't expect you to come pick us up, personally. Looks like you're not quite all-knowing, Doctor. You have much to learn when it comes to childcare, at least. Sure enough. You look different from when you left, Doctor. How's the journey? I saw a lot and learned a lot. There are plenty of interesting things on this great land. I also met Amiya. It was a miracle that I was able to save her. Amiya. She's even cuter than your letter said. Poor girl. But fortunate in some way. Her condition is getting worse. I needed to bring her in for treatment. How has Babel been in the time that I was away? Not quite smooth sailing. We have a lot to deal with, but not everything needs to be handled right away. You must be tired after your journey. Get some rest. Thank you. Amiya, we're home. Doctor, did I fall asleep? Oh, Amiya, you're awake. Why don't you come down? Theresa will get tired if she has to keep holding you. Amiya nods and jumps down from Theresa's arms. Will you hold my hand, Amiya? Doctor? It's alright, Theresa's my friend. You can trust her. You'll be spending a lot of time with her from now on. Okay. Is this Babel? Yes. It's so big, even bigger than those mining plates. So this is where you used to live. I spent a long time here. A very long time. Irony. Is this your home? Silence. Yes, Amiya, this is the doctor's home. Right, doctor? Yes. It's your home now, too. Will you let us help the doctor take care of you? Okay, I'll go wherever the doctor goes. And that's how Amiya arrived. Okay then. They step onto the elevator and the Babel logo appears before their eyes. The heavy door opens to welcome them in. We don't get a lot of fancy animations during the visual novel portion of this game. Sensing Amiya's unease, Theresa puts a hand on her shoulder. What's behind the door? People waiting to welcome you and the doctor. Are you sure about taking me and the girl in, Theresa? Why shouldn't I be? I'm glad to have more people calling Babel their home. You're back? There was a point where they said she was 6 or 7. They need a continuity director at Hypergriff. Strange. Many here don't know you though, so I'm sure you'll be busy for the next few days. How should I present myself? Good question. You should talk to Kelsey first. She's been waiting for you. Tell her your concerns, your questions, and the secrets in your heart. She talked about her childhood while she was playing with other kids with her tail. I see. Says probably earlier than that? Ah, okay. Makes a bit more sense. You could've. If you really want the King of Sarkaz to reveal the thoughts that you're loath to tell, I will, but I can feel that you're still wavering. Okay. Theresa is kind of low-key scary. She's like, do I need to read your mind? Do I need to read your mind, Doctor? You could just tell me. With your words. Let's go, Amiya, Let's go, Amiya, Doctor. We'll go there. Yeah, she's probably 10 by this part. Amiya. You're Amiya, aren't you? Yes. Kelsey crouches down and gives the girl a candy. Thank you for protecting the doctor throughout your journey, Amiya. Thank you, Dr. Kelsey. Will you fetch Theresa? We need to do some checks on you. Will they hurt? A little, but the doctor's letters called you a brave girl. Will the doctor be with me? Of course. The doctor has some things to do first, though. It's alright, Amiya. Just wait for me here in the ward and I'll be back very soon. Okay. You'll need to do a full checkup later too, Doctor. Alright. Doctor? Yes? You plan on leaving again? No, I think I've traveled enough. If you've made up your mind, I'll respect your decision. I have hiccups again. If nothing, you're concerned about Amiya's health even though she was a complete stranger to you. There's no fundamental difference between these new lives and us. I'm glad. Glad that you chose hope in the end. Welcome back, Doctor. How long were we in the sarcophagus post-Babel? More or less. More or less, it's between now. It is 1091 now. And the main story starts around 1094? So around that amount of time. It's less than 5 years, for sure. They probably put Doctor back into the sarcophagus because we saw the first CG when both Amiya and Doctor were on the ground. Both Amiya, Doctor, and Theresa were on the ground. Assassins all around them bleeding. So they probably put Doctor back in the sarcophagus to heal them. That's why. And then that's how they lost their memories. Never go into the sarcophagus twice. You're gonna have weird side effects, like losing your memory and sense of self. How's Amiya? Blood originium levels are high. Currently available inhibitors are not sufficient to stabilize her condition. We need to develop new drugs. I need time and resources. Tables are yours to use, Doctor. We're happy to share our research on Oripathy with you. What can I help you and Kelsey with in exchange? This is not a transaction. It's one of those core missions of Babel. To do everything in our power to help everyone suffering from Oripathy. Since the day Kelsey woke you up, I was convinced that you would help with all of this, just as you helped Amiya. Thank you. Now perhaps I have the chance to ask you this question, Doctor. How do you view this land, Terra? I don't think it's my place to judge. There's no such thing as superior or inferior civilizations. It took a long time and hard journey for Terra to evolve to where it is today. Don't tell Asmongold that. Add to the sick joke that Originium is played on life. You said that Originium did not develop the way you expected. It wasn't supposed to bring such suffering. Whoa, run it back. What? Run it back. Originium did not develop the way you expected. It wasn't supposed to bring such suffering. Ancients. The ancients meddled with things beyond their comprehension and set Originium upon the world. Most likely, they probably brought Originium from their home world or some shit. I don't know. I sense that you're keeping secrets, but there is nothing false about the sorrow coming from deep within your heart. The sorrow that I can't understand. I want to fix this mistake, but I'm powerless to do so. It was your mistake or civilization's mistake that caused Originium, Doctor? At the end of the day, civilizations largely progress in similar ways. It all comes to an inevitable endpoint, however bright its light shines at its peak. But Kelsey said you didn't give up hope, even in your final days. I had many friends, even in those days. We faced difficulties far greater than you can imagine, with courage and hope that is every bit your equal. But they failed and faded away, without exception. And then there was the tomb that Christian was in charge of, which also, all of them died. We haven't known each other that long, Theresa, so I want to know, why do you do all this? What is the end that Babel seeks in compromising with the military commission? Yeah, the military commission lets Babel exist because of Theresa's. But why does Theresa still associate with the military commission? All of this is leading more questions back into the Victorian arc, and why Theresa, revived by profane necromancy, is back on Theresa's side in the Victorian arc. This event just kept shocking you with new lore while you were trying to process. They slap another major plot point on top of it. Yeah. It's moving way too fast for my tiny brain. There's something I want to show you, Doctor. We had to ask you about Originium sooner or later. That's why Kelsey woke you up. Please come and see the results of my brief time at work. Results? What experiments were they doing? Aside from bringing back the doctor, we're almost there. This place is barren, even by the standards of catastrophe-heavy region. But Closure has spent time and effort to maintain this dangerous low trail. A forked trail in the midst of orogenium formations, you're not keeping any fewer secrets than I am, Theresa. The King of Sarkaz has to have a few secrets, right? Don't tell anyone what you see here. A long trek through the orogenium-filled wasteland leads to a small garden. In the heart of a catastrophe, amidst the ruins, on a nameless plain that neither night nor the stars can find. Tiny white specks mark this little sanctuary isolated from the rest of the world, and wild lands around it, even the winds seem softer here. It is a forgotten greenhouse that harkens back to a time in the distant past, when the land was still pure and untainted. Like when man stole fire from up above and lit up a corner of the night sky. Theresa picks up a white flower. This place represents the cutting edge of Babel's and my research into orogenium. Flowers. No, orogenium. I'm sure you understand it's not orogenium arts that made these flowers bloom. The information inherent in orogenium, the reversal of the assimilated universe. Whoa! Huh? Calm down. Slow down. You've already come this far. When did? No race understands orogenium better than the Sarkaz. Still, what we know is merely the tip of the iceberg compared to the entirety of orogenium. Even with Kelsey helping us understand the nature of orogenium, the further we have gone in transforming a palm-sized piece of active orogenium into this garden. Hope. This little flower is my small contribution, and I need your help, Doctor. I want to see the day when flowers cover the cliffs and valleys of Kazdel and all the lands beyond. It's a future worth taking risks for. You've seen how Kazdel has been mired in war for its entire history, Doctor. Right now, at least, I want to use the power of orogenium to create a home for Kazdel, where we can live in peace, safe from war and invasion. In the more distant future, if we're able to fully harness it, we'll be able to change the entire face of Terra. About that... If catastrophes don't bring rain of orogenium, but soft, fluffy clouds, if the infected no longer suffer the pain of rocks growing out of them, I don't suppose there's anyone who would have such an absurd dream. You're different from the other Sarkaz, Theresa. Flowers that cover the entire land. What a picture of life that would be. So does that mean she can change the rock on her belly into flowers? No, I don't think. I think it's just a pocket area that they were doing research on, understanding the nature of orogenium. Because what we know from the little tidbits that we got from the untranslated lore book, which still has not released internationally, is that orogenium is like, it's a container of information, and it could assimilate both information and recreate it in some type of way. And I think they found a way to revert orogenium and mold it into flowers. So there's that. Doctor. And who knows? Even PV4 was like, maybe orogenium might be alive. Maybe orogenium might have a consciousness. PV4 is super cryptic like that. Why? Why this flower? Oh, there's no particular reason. I just happened to come across it outside the valley when I was looking for a good place for my experiments. A pure coincidence. Kelsey said it had a name, Snow in Summer. But it's adapted to changes over the years. Perhaps we could give it a new name. What do you think, Doctor? So, either those flowers were created from Originium, but Originium definitely had a role in making those flowers bloom. Because Originium, as we know, is just a cause of suffering. A new path is opening up. Whoa, 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 whoa! More priestess drops. A path to self-destruction. What did you mean by this, lowlight? Lowlight, what did you mean by this? Can you hear me, Teresa? I'm listening. I was giving the doctor a tour of our urgent news from Casdell. Concerns Victoria. Ooh. Okay. So, that was 4, right? Okay, that was BB-4. I just want to take a little tangent here and readdress the future of this franchise, at least this story. I want to bring up Kelsey. Because Kelsey's skin is super important for this. So Kelsey's Bloodline of Combat skin. Bloodline of Combat usually shows us skins that happen in the prime lives of operators in Arknights. Most, like 99% of Bloodline of Combat skins are implied to be canon because we've already seen a number of them show up in many events. We've seen Ebenholz's skin show up in his latest event. We've seen Mountain skin is supposedly what he wears at the funeral of his parents, but that wasn't shown in the story yet. It's only been implied. Lapland skin was explicitly shown during Il Siracusano. So the only skin with Bloodline of Combat that is technically non-canon is Scotty Alter. But Scotty Alter is the is the alternate, is an AU version of herself, so she's an exception to the rule. The issue with Kelsey's skin and ramifications of it is that a lot of it implies that Terra will eventually be engulfed in Originium. Like, generally, I think Bloodline of Combat skins are canon unless they are otherwise stated not to be. Because there's more proof that they're canon than they're not. So eventually, sometime in the timeline of Terra, this is what Kelsey's gonna look like. This is what the land is gonna look like. Or some other place. We don't even know if this is Terra, to be honest. Maybe it's Talos 2. But Originium is spreading somewhere. And we see a bit of teases to that happening with BB-4. Like, Originium is already... They're already teasing that event in BB-4. So I don't know about Theresa's plan to change the land into flowers, because it seems like Originium might truly be a path of self-destruction. So that's scary. Let's get back into the story. Isn't Kelsey's skin from IS-3? It is not from IS-3. Okay, so let us... Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm not playing right now. Okay, BB-5. Your Highness Theresa's. The thing is, we already have... With the argument that the Kelsey's skin being an alternate timeline, the problem with that is Hypergriff already released a new skin line that is the alternate universe set of skins. It's called Iteration Provident. So the fact that this is Bloodline of Combat, and there are a lot of Bloodline of Combat skins that have already appeared in canon, there are more arguments to be made that it's definitely leaning in the side of canon. Or sometime in the future we might get to see that in action. Your Highness Theresis, Regent of Kazdel, Commanding General of the Military Commission. Wandering scholars have brought back tales of a new nomadic city on the rise in the distant desert. The fires of ancient furnace continue to burn, and the once scattered mercenaries have flocked to one banner, to the city walls that grow taller by the day. Your strength and reputation have caught the attention of the Duke of Cavendish. You have changed the way we view the Sarkaz tribes. Perhaps now is the time to set prejudices aside and engage in sincere sharing and cooperation that would be beneficial to us both. Wait, isn't that supposed to be BB-4 after? We're on the right track, right? This should be in the next... I think this should be the next event that we should read. Did we skip BB-4 after? I, the Duke of Cavendish, hereby invite you to visit my Demesne, where we may sit in parley. Did we skip? Hold up. I just want to check. After? No? Okay. That was BB-4 after. Okay. We're right. Get back in. Skip. Okay. Back to Rhodes Island. Winter 1091. A season passed. One more time, I have to do this. No point talking about curing oropathy if I can't do something so simple. I'm carrying something. I predicted it, of course. Still no good. Excuse me, why don't you put that medkit down? Leave this stuff to us. Alright. Curse me in my frail arms. Sometime in the gym would do good for you once you've recovered. At present, there's no way for you to match the physical prowess of a Terran through training. Your talents are better employed outside of manual labor. I know, it's just that, you know, I have my pride too. You've looked on edge ever since that day. I'm thinking about Theresa. Traveling alone to a city under enemy control isn't the most logical course of action for a leader. The warriors with her may be outstanding, but they're not enough to protect her in the face of an entire army. The King of Sarkaz enjoys unimaginable status in Sarkaz tradition, and Theresa's own achievements are well recognized. The military commission would not act so rashly. But Victoria's invitation to Kazdel cannot be taken as a sign of goodwill. It means that Theris powers have once again set their sights on Kazdel. Theresa needs to go to Kazdel and make it clear that she will not permit Kazdel to become embroiled in another war. At least we know that ancients are way less, they have a weaker constitution than all of the modern races on Terra. Even if I know how the military commission in Babel came into being, in my understanding, the Sarkaz can hardly afford an internal conflict that could drain them of what little resources they have left. They have enough to deal with as is. They have a complicated history, and that brings different attitudes towards outsiders. The Sarkaz people have a right to choose the path that they believe is correct, Theresa's and Theresa's. Looks like we've got a lot to deal with besides oropathy. There's a big difference between knowing and understanding, I guess. Looks like there's still much I need to learn about the history of Terra. This time you'll be the one guiding me, Kelsey. Of course. All we can do right now is make sure that the oropathy patients at Rhodes Island have access to proper treatment. What is that? Whoa! An attack? Now? An attack? The royal court! Word is Her Highness has set out. Listen up! We exalt only Her Highness. Destroy Babel, and she will return to the embrace of Kazdel. If we're branded traitors, so be it. But the Regent must not be hindered at this crucial juncture. Kazdel will take back all that we have lost. May the Sarkaz be united as Her Highness wills. Okay, assholes. I don't think she's gonna appreciate you attacking Babel. The Scar Market!
Her Highness is coming.
Her Highness? That's the one that's still on the run?
His or her, it's not my place to talk shit. It's not your place to talk shit.
Ha! Say, did you take that job?
Wouldn't pass up on an opportunity like this if it's the last thing I did. Londinium, that den of scum.
They say that the columns in the feline palace are covered in gold, and nobles walk on floors paved with glowing stones. Ah, capital of a great empire. A commission from the Grand Duke, that's gonna be so much money.
Swing! Scar-Eye versus Ascalon. This is not the time you die, though. It's been a while, Ascalon. It's been so long since you last visited. Why not sit down and catch up for a bit? You're sending mercenaries to Londinium. Now, I must object to the accusation. People just follow the money, and it leads to what the region has provided in Londinium. You're dragging Kazzel into another war. Dragging Kazzel into another war. Have you been fooling around with those dreamers at Babel for so long that you've forgotten what it means to be Sarkaz? Since when have the Sarkaz been apart from war?
Bang!
The giant's hand lunges forward. Ascalon is surprised to find that she cannot avoid his fist.
Grrr!
Seeing the future is hard. Seeing through what you will do next, less so. Did you think you were the child of destiny, so special that you could bridge the rift between the siblings? Think back to the day when you saw them for the first time. In the storm. When you skinned the young mangler and followed the trail of blood through the wilderness until you walked into a storm and met the king of Sarkaz. How did I know? Are you surprised, Ascalon? I saw the prophecy and led the tribe on the waste into the storm that day with the game. You happened to be the one who lived. No one truly understands prophecy. No one can interfere with the future. But I wanted to catch the tail of fate. I wanted to make prophecy. Theresis didn't kill you. Instead, he kept you and raised you. Maybe he wanted to tempt fate. But you never changed. In all these years, you're still that poor lost child on the waste. Swing! Have patience, Ascalon. You're not a threat to me yet, and I have higher hopes for you than this. Master said, your blade points at all the enemies of the Sarkaz. Thesis raised you to be a deathmonger, yet you understand less about him than a warmonger like me. Did you think Thesis would be content to be some puppet for those dudes? Spare your breath, if you don't know the full extent of his plan. I'm curious, how would you stand before Thesis if he was sitting in the room behind me right now? You're simply repeating the words of others on behalf of the one behind you. You seem to have put a lot of thought into this war. Once again, Kazzel's in danger. This time, Victoria. Also, a rogue squad wants to take out Babel. How many hostiles? Exact numbers are unclear. We've detected hostiles both in front and behind us, a lot of them. Whether it was Thesis' intention or not, the other generals of the military commission seem intent to crush Babel while Thesis is absent. That way the Sarkaz won't have a choice. How many combat personnel do we have? Best soldiers went into negotiations with Her Highness. A good part of the remaining ones have been assigned to the supply convoys. We only have less than 1/3 of our normal force. Where's Ace when we need him? Where's Ace? Or Blaze? At the very least, we need to break through the roadblock ahead. Or Pith! Or the other... Where's Machinist? Or... Logos? Has he not joined up yet? Oh, maybe... Yeah, they're probably part of Theris's, escort. Yeah, they're probably with Theresa. Kelsey.
Pretty sure Blaze wasn't there at the time. I'll take command. Doctor? If, as you said, the attack was launched by only a few members of the military commission, then they're undoubtedly planning to get this done in one go. We can't let them set the pace. Find out where their lines are thin, disrupt their rhythm, and we'll be safe. The Dark Angel of Babel finally shows themselves, the commander of Rhodes Island. Have you fought a war before, Doctor? Not the flesh and blood kind, but I've been trained. I'm able to reconstruct the battlefield as a computable data model. Take the front line, Kelsey. I know you'll be able to protect us. Of course. Go, monster, go! Welcome to the Scar Market, Your Highness. Things must be busy here lately. No need to be going against the will of many. Am I right, Your Highness? The voices of the few are worth respecting too. Many know nothing of what's happening in the lands beyond. Their lives will be turned upside down. They'll be without a home once again. I'm just a humble merchant. My business only stretches so far. Mercenaries seek to sell their lives. I seek to make money. That's why I always respect the positions of my big clients. Then I'll talk to your biggest client, the one in the room behind you. Your Highness, you should go no further. Since when have you started meddling in the affairs of Casdell, Scar-Eye? All the more reason I can't let you go any further. Well... Ah! This motherfucker! Please don't make such things difficult for Scar-Eye, Your Highness. You understand that there's only one way this can go if you and the Regent come face to face here. Confessarius. I beg Your Highness's pardon. Looks like you've made a decision. Is this Therese's position? It is. He has decided to abandon our city. Not abandon, take a step forward, to go on a long expedition from a home, that's all. You have made us stagnant. We want to progress. The Confessarius is right. I still remember when you and General Theresis came here for the first time. Even fate itself stepped aside for the two of you when you stood together. But look at the people here now, when Casdell is divided. You can still command any Sarkaz you will as their king. You could kill all of us who stand here right now. But why not ask them if they're willing to follow your dream? The bustling Scar Market has lost its usual commotion. Scattered mercenaries stow their weapons and stand with heads bowed in reverence. In their eyes is silence, but the King of Sarkaz hears the voices in their hearts clearly. Uncertainty, excitement, desire, anger. Most of you have made up your minds. Then there's no point for me to try to stop you. What? One of the Sarkaz suddenly kneels. He has not changed his mind. He has not turned away from the temptation of Theresa's plan. He simply feels a sense of guilt towards Theresa, one of the 6 heroes, their king who rebuilt Casdell. Kneel if you feel you should. Neither General Theresis nor Lord Scar-Eye will fault you. Ah, this ancient gesture signifies more than just fealty. I'm more familiar with its other meaning. Penitence. Quisartustaj. Have you found the meaning of your name? Not yet, Your Highness. Then forgive their sins as you must forgive yours. Theresis and I will carry all your sins. As you bid. I bow to you, King of Sarkaz. In Millennium Sarkaz history, it has always been an honor for warriors to go to war with their kings. They have tasted struggle and glory, picked themselves from the bloodied soil. For the kings of Sarkaz always stood in front of them, never abandoning their people. Where the kings point, that is where their home is, where cities will emerge from the earth. Oh, everyone kneels. In penitence. Now, though, they have abandoned their king. I promised a home of peace and safety, where Sarkaz will be forever free from war. Before I set foot here, I had a sliver of hope that perhaps someone would follow me. No one did. They're just kneeling in apology, in guilt. Cinema! But I saw fire in your eyes. I saw the city that none of you have seen with your own eyes burn. The ancient city comes in many shapes and forms in your eyes. A city of desire, a city of hatred, a city of wealth, a city of glory. You all believe you will plunder what you have longed for in that unfamiliar land. Victoria. Oh, shit. Victoria. Oh! That's why I changed my mind. I decided to see Kazdel's bravest warriors off. Wait, what? Kazdel will embark on a path of conquest for the first time in many years. I honor you, even though I have never wanted you to take this step. You answered Therese's call and dove into yet another campaign of hatred. Death awaits you far away from home. Yet you still choose to leave our home and go to Londinium. The sorrowful king of Sarkaz walks among her people who bow their heads to avoid her gaze. Yet their determination does not waver, even if it means defying their king. We're going. We're going. Voices rise and fall as though the warriors are singing an elegy for themselves as they go to death. We exalt your highness, but we cannot follow you anymore. The regent promises that Londinium will be a new start. There lies the Sarkaz future. There lies our future. Take care of yourselves, my warriors. Even if you will never return to Kazdel. The white figure passes through the parted crowd. The king's people are unmoved by her words. They no longer follow the king they once exalted. The other possibility for her people, the home full of flowers that she strived to build, did not come in time for the Sarkaz. General? You knew this day would come. What do you think? Hesitate, and all we've worked for will be for naught. Her Highness did not hesitate, neither should we. Make your preparations then, Manfred. Do not forget the feelings that burn within you, here and now. No matter what they are. It's kind of crazy, they're saying this with a straight face, that they're going against her, but they still respect her. Yeah. Secret entrance of the Scar Market, Kazdel. No need to be down, Ascalon. More will join us when Babel grows strong enough to provide shelter for more people. We're being followed. Your Highness! Whoa, 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 whoa! Wait, Ascalon, she's not hostile. Huh? Whoa, that was a bit of a hard hit. Is that a sleeve blade? Anyway, Your Highness, I would like to leave with you, if that's okay with you. Thank you. What's your name? Hello? New NP... Mother? New NPC? Hey, yo? Who is this baddie? Julie, wait. I know Julie. She appeared in the previous chapters. Where did she first appear? They introduced Julie here. But she did appear in Babel in the previous act. It's Julie! Yeah, Julie! That Julie! I remember Julie! Nice name. One that's not too often used by mercenaries. Did you make it up yourself? I think she did appear. Julie's... I remember the name Julie. No, I don't have a name. Someone else gave it to me. She said having a name gives one a sense of belonging. She's right. Why not follow the rest of them to Londinium? I've had enough of fighting. She says Your Highness will bring about a life where we don't have to fight anymore. That's why I came
I came to check it out for her. I wanted to challenge you before deciding whether to go with you, but I didn't even have the guts to raise my sword when you stood before me. Yeah, this was definitely the first act, I think. You're a strong warrior, that's for sure. I wouldn't say that about myself when I'm standing in front of you. At least I can be sure that she wasn't playing me for a fool when she said you were once a great hero of Kazzel. A reason so simple it's hard to believe. The red-haired mercenary scratches her head. Well, I guess I like the way you talked just now. Not sure I understood most of it though. Where's your friend? She can come too. She's already here. Her sword and her clothes. Maybe a little loose-fitting though. She was a strong warrior. Felt a little like this one over here. I'm a little something of a tailor. I could hem it for you. There's no need. I'm used to it. Let's go then, Julie. Oh, one more moment, please, Your Highness. There are other mercenaries here who want to go with you. Yes! Yes! There are still those that believe. They believe in hope. In a peaceful future for the Sarkaz. Teresa looks towards the dark exit of the Scar Market and sees a swaying speck of flame. One speck becomes two. Two becomes three, and many more emerge from the darkness. The first torch-carrying mercenary steps into the light and sees the white figure standing on top of the hill. He points forward and walks towards Teresa without looking back. More and more follow him, the line seemingly without end. Yes! Just because we're used to battle doesn't mean we're willing to bury ourselves in a campaign with no end in sight. If there's another way to live, many of us are willing to take it. I heard some people are secretly recruiting the willing in Kazzel. There may be some ready to join us, although the journey through the wilderness would be a tough one. Oda. This is Oda's legacy. Because if we're going by the timeline, Oda and the teacher, a couple years back, they were teaching the kids. They were teaching the kids of Kazzel how Babel strived for hope in the future for Kazzel and everyone else on Terra. These kids would coincidentally be adult warriors now by this time in the story. Peak, lowlight, Cook, Hypergriff. This is Oda and the teacher's legacy. They managed to move the hearts of Sarkaz that were willing to listen. Those children grew up and they're coming with Teresa. I'll make arrangements. Let's go, Julie. We have a lot to do. There are plenty of people for us to house after all. Okay, are we still getting attacked? Did we fend off the royal court? You're back. They've retreated. Outstanding work, Doctor. Who? A group of medics hurry through the corridor, carrying several stretchers. Kelsey turns to block them from the Doctor's sight. The enemy was essentially making suicide attacks. It was inevitable that there would be casualties as we broke through. We lost fewer than we had any right to expect. How many did we lose? There was nothing wrong with how he commanded the operation. You don't need to be involved in the cleanup. Medic! Dr. Kelsey, we're running low on plasma. I'll deal with the coordination and surgery. Kel. The medics have already gone. The doctor is not sure whether the terrifying scene just now was a figment of his imagination, but the smell of blood and simply would not go away. A sense of dizziness. I'm able to reconstruct the battlefield as a computable data model. Well, those numbers are real people, Doctor. You gotta come to terms that they were not just data on a spreadsheet. But it's not numbers that fight a war. Living, breathing people are fighting for their survival. How long has it been since I... Doctor. First time seeing the blood and gore. You could say that.
We didn't have so many lives to waste in the wars I fought in the past. Treat yourself to a sweet drink. It'll make you feel better. I speak from experience. It's all thanks to your command that we were able to triumph against overwhelming odds. Are your battles always like this? No, this was one of the easy ones. I'll gladly entrust my life to you if it means our future battles will be so easy. Is war really the only way? You're not the first to ask that question. But this attack is only a sign of things to come. No one knows what the future holds. I have great expectations of you, our tactical genius.
It's so weird, because prior to Babel, prior to this event, all our known information of pre-Amnesia Doctor was that they were a cutthroat commander. Just by, the stuff that we got from Vigilo. And sometime before, they were always as empathetic as we see them now in present day, actually. What happened in the window between going back into the sarcophagus that made Doctor into what they were in Vigilo? Yeah, Vigilo and Dark Knight. They were a lot more cutthroat, less empathetic. This seems like post-Amnesia Doctor. What happened? Well, of course, there's the death of Theresa. That's one thing. History books would record that the two Sarkaz rulers declared war on each other in the winter of 1091, causing open hostilities to break out between the military commission and Babel. Yeah, Innocent Hodor also said the Doctor sees the battlefield as a chess field. For the Sarkaz themselves, however, the Civil War had begun in 1086, when isolated conflicts started to escalate rapidly. The 2 centuries of peace that Kazdil had enjoyed have come to an end. Okay, I'm gonna take a drink. Short drink. Okay. It's a lot more stories. So, BB-5. Whoops, wrong. Winter 1092. Border battlefield, Kazdil. The Civil War has begun.
Those rampaging Sisti beasts, are they migrating? The Vanguard never stood a chance. All those who didn't get out of the way in time were. Those soldiers, moving in perfect coordination without exchanging a word. None of that was in the intel.
That's not what we need to worry about. Ah! Ursula. Ursula. I'm the ranking officer now. All survivors form up and retreat immediately. These supplies are crucial. It'll be a hard winter without them.
Yes, ma'am. But how did things go so wrong even though we made our move early? Did our informant...
The intel was good. We were delayed by the mercenaries transporting supplies. They upped the prices on the spot. I've dealt with them. This is why I hate mercenaries.
Another coincidence.
It's not a coincidence if it keeps happening over and over again. We've had way too many setbacks lately. Babel. Focus. Babel forces must be...
Wait, hell.
Scout! A flash of white and a hole appears in the soldier's forehead. They cannot even tell where the attack is coming from in the noise of the CCB stampede. Didn't Scout say that the more battles the Doctor commanded, the more cold and calculated they became? Probably. Most likely. War changes you. Leave the supplies behind and you may leave unmolested. You have been warned. Without warning, Ursula hears a cold, coarse voice in her head. Logos?
He's dead. Fuck, we need to withdraw. Did you hear that voice?
Just a bluff. Keep your head low and stay with me.
Don't get separated. Stick together if you want to live. We need to get these supplies back. As for the Vanguard, we're in no position to think about them. They're retreating. I suppose nabbing the supplies isn't so easy after all. Be patient and follow the doctor's instructions. The chairman said that the priority is to minimize casualties. I know, Mantra.
Mantra! Are we finally gonna get a sprite reveal for Mantra? Elysium's commander?
Oh wait, no, yeah, right, Mantra. We already got the sprite reveal for Mantra.
The reveal for Mantra!
Please, Hypergriff. You already gave us Catherine. Please make Mantra the next old lady 6-star. I beg of ye. I beg of thee! Please and thank you. Mantra's lips are closed, but Scout can hear her voice clearly in his head. She's a perfect coordinator for Babel's covert operations and a shadow that eats away at the enemy's sanity. This is a real hag. For the real hag enjoyers. Not that cold shot shit. The enemy vanguard has been scattered by the herd. The survivors have fled into the woods. The enemy's actions were spontaneous, unplanned. They must have known that we decrypted their communications, but the envelopment succeeded nonetheless. We can leave the rest to Ascalon. Ascalon will not fail. Neither will we. You're absolutely right. You should get some rest, Mantra. Talking takes a toll on you. Is that why they're a perfect match with Elysium? Because Elysium's arts can spread communication farther out. He can amplify communication arts. No need to worry about the follow-up. We have the doctor. She could talk into your mind.
Who directed this operation? The evil spirit again? Just what is this commander? Which royal court does he come from?
He comes from ancient Terra, bitch. Actually, he comes from the sky. He might be an alien.
If it can do this to us, it can do it to you too. Why would you sell your soul to something like that? I'm getting out of here alive.
The mercenary hears breathing in the darkness not far away and swings his sword without hesitation.
Gotcha.
Oh, Oda!
Ugh.
You're wounded too. You think you can kill me and walk alive? Get out of my way or I'll kill you, if it's the last thing I do.
You're not taking Marcel's things, he's going home.
Home? Our home is Kazdel. You traitors to Kazdel.
The mercenary keeps swinging his sword at Oda, who only passively blocks his with his hammer. The mercenary's movement slows down and his breathing grows weak.
Babel. Morons.
Wasn't it the military commission who betrayed Kazdel? Relax, he's dead. Be more decisive next time, Oda, and there'll be fewer injuries. The entire squad is dead. They should have died an honorable death, not tormented by fear. This is not the right time to show mercy. Bring Marcel. Our mission is finished. You remember his name? I remember everyone in Babel, the living and the dead, the ones who had names and the ones who didn't. I could have saved him. It's just so hard to raise your weapon against your own kin. Even if it's to avenge Marcel. Your father died in the chaos of the city. Have you ever thought about seeking vengeance for him? How dare you? How dare you, John Hypergriff Lowlight? Ascalon was the one who killed Good Luck! Does she know? Does she know? How dare you, Lowlight? She's the one that killed his father. Oda takes a deep breath. I hate the people who killed him, but vengeance doesn't change anything. Okay. Clown Fiesta. Classical idea, rational, righteous,
human. What if your vendetta is with a cold-blooded deathmonger with hands soaked in blood? Okay, she knows.
She knows.
Would you say you kill for justice and your ideals without a hint of hatred? I'm not sure. Do you regret killing mercenaries who threatened Babel, Ascalon? No. She did not regret killing Good Luck. Even though it brought me, personally, a lot of emotional damage! Then I won't either. Even if it means I have to. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm saying silly things again. Don't mind me. It's not important at all. No. All Babelites are important to Her Highness. Time to go back. Ah, the tragic irony. Wait, this is... We rarely see this CG. It is the Rhodes Island holding cells. Is it not? Seems like it. Rhodes Island of Babel, Kazdel.
What are you here for? I've already said it many times. It was my own decision to betray Her Highness. It had nothing to do with the military commission, and I'm not an informer for them. You want to execute me? Make it quick.
Ace! I'm not here to wait, hold up. More gruff voice. I'm not here to torture you. I brought some wine.
I don't need it.
You sure? This is Victorian fruit wine, not some lousy swill.
What are you here for?
To catch up on old times.
We have nothing to talk about.
I know Scout's been hiding something from me. Ascalon would too, because she knows we know each other. But I can make a pretty good guess to why you wanted to kill the doctor.
Be my guest.
You're not a sore loser. You're unhappy because the doctor's an outsider. Everyone wants Babel and the military commission to get along. You believe that Dr. Kelsey and the doctor have widened the rift rather than mended it.
Good guess. Get out.
I'm an outsider too. I'm still fighting for the Sarkaz to this day. Oh. Ace confirmed not Sarkaz? What was he? Barrel? Dog guy? He seems like a dog guy. He gives off the vibes of a dog person.
You. The wine.
He's a barrow? He's a doggy. A snake? Okay, you're giving me mixed signals here. You're drinking out of your hat.
You see a wine glass in this cell? Should have brought me one. Gulp. Ah. What happened to the rest of your team? Let's see. The one with the spear, the caster, the one with the shield who's sitting here right now. A medic and a sniper.
Skull Spear, White Smoke, Grey Sun, Strauss, Walnut, Kung, Herb. So the sniper's name was Herb. He's dead. Let bygones be bygones.
All good fighters.
If I ever get to mentor the young, I'll raise them to be that kind of fighter. Ooh, they're just going straight for my heart. They're going straight for my itty bitty heart. He's talking about Blaze. He's talking about Blaze and Rosmontes. Selfless, honest, cautious about picking a side, but committed once they've made their choice. He's a snake. He's a snaky person. I see. Now, the most important question is Ace a thick tail or a thin tail snake? Which side is he on?
Bah, how sentimental.
Do the Sarkaz hate outsiders in Babel that much?
Fools like you would give your lives for Her Highness wouldn't understand. Babel might be changing certain things, but it's meaningless. It's not fast enough, and its reach is not far enough. Her Highness did not have to have her hands tied. She didn't need to waste her time.
The doctor helped Chairman Theresa a lot.
In what capacity? A researcher? A military commander?
Both.
Even though the doctor killed so many Sarkaz, the more people like that, the longer the war will drag on. Her Highness' achievements are grand. She solved problems all her life, taken care of the needs of generations, and now she leads the fight against Aripathy. But what's happening now? We're fighting the military commission, fighting our own. That's not part of her vision. I almost forgot. You're a mercenary, but you're not a Sarkaz mercenary.
True enough. I only came to Babel because I was with the others. I got involved in this because most of my people were Sarkaz. Oh, White Smoke's dead too.
Why bring her up now?
I thought maybe there was, something going on between the two of you.
Doesn't matter. She's dead.
She died in the presence of Chairman Theresa.
Damn, now I'm starting to envy her. What happened?
Ambush. Only the two of us survived, but she lost her legs to an arts trap. I had to drag her through the mud. That's when we ran into Chairman Theresa and, well, ran into the doctor first.
The evil spirit showed up on the battlefield personally.
Believe it or not, I thought I was looking at a Lateran priest when I first saw the doctor in the distance.
Huh?
The doctor was praying with that black hood bowed low next to the glowing chairman. Wasn't even kneeling or doing any sort of ritual, just gazing silently in the distance with Chairman Theresa.
That evil spirit you're talking about, the doctor, is not some heartless monster. The doctor's...
Oh wait, no, wasn't? Oh, I thought that was the mercenary. The doctor is torn, wandering in solitude, and still in the end chose to bring victory to Babel.
So you came to preach. You're trying to guilt trip me? Get out! Take our bloody wine. Did you think I would...
No, you're not that naive. Has a decision been made?
Yes.
Wait, fuck. Mixing up the voices!
Death sentence?
The Doctor and Chairman Theresa had reservations, but Dr. Kelsey and most of the fighters who participate in the operation won't have it any other way.
What about you?
Your betrayal cost us dozens of lives, brother. This time, I'm with Dr. Kelsey. Ooh, cold.
Humph. More wine.
You just spilled the last of it.
You gonna be doing it?
Yeah. No need to burden Scout. He's tough on the outside but tender inside, and I don't want to hand you over to anyone else. I came to tell you, brother, that even though you did something stupid, Babel will remember your name. We'll keep on fighting, keeping your warning and reproach in our hearts.
Train some young promising ones while you can. Decent ones like you don't live long.
How many times do you have to do this? How many times do you have to use tragic irony as a foreshadowing device? Huh? Lowlight? See you again when the Sarkaz can finally live in peace. Chop chop goes his head! You thought it was a traitor from Vigilo? To be fair, they reuse the mercenary sprite a lot. The only real unique Sarkaz mercenary sprite that we got was Good Luck, and look how far that got us. Look how far that survived, man. The traitors and spies have been executed. Royal Court spies, they really have a lot of problems in their tribe. Good work. What about the unit that entered the war zone? Scouts report that they blocked key passages leading out of the mountains after attacking Babel operations. The general did not order this. Was it someone from the royal court or Syracusan plot? Unlikely. Reports indicate no particular bloodline characteristics to the witchcraft, and little effort was made to cipher communications. It's a rabble. May I speak frankly, sir? The unit may be rogue, but they happen to cram Babel in with the catastrophe. Isn't that a good thing for us? What about the other commanders and mercenary captains? Watching the show, of course, waiting to see if the enemy chooses to surrender or die at the hands of the catastrophe and the ruffians. I wouldn't overthink of it if I were you, sir.
You've shown us as much mercy as you could by ordering that we pull out of the valley and leave an opening for them. Who knows, maybe some of my family are in that catastrophe. I've gotten over it.
You don't care.
I try not to, or else I'll cry myself to sleep. Might just kill myself. My family!
Rhodes Island of Babel. Skazzo.
Sorry I'm late. So?
Oh my god, we got the squad! We got the gang!
No need to start from the beginning. Ace was called on short notice. Just follow Mantra's instructions. Go ahead. We don't have much time. Emergency. Nods.
Sheesh! Every time this woman shows up on my screen, my heart... Oh, my heart. She's beautiful.
I'll keep going then. We have 2,500 souls in the catastrophe radius, mostly medics, infected civilians, prisoners, and injured mercenaries. The scale of the catastrophe is larger than the catastrophe messengers predicted. It's currently expected to affect 5 outposts, 3 key passages, and a field hospital repurposed from an abandoned town. They had almost made it out of the catastrophe radius when their path was cut off by mercenaries. Man. Manfred and friends dragging innocents into this. Trapping medics, wounded, and civilians to die in the catastrophe. Is Manfred willing to go to such lengths these days? It's not his style. The 3 military commission units have retreated from the forest, even leaving a humanitarian corridor in one of the canyons. Is it a trap? The military commission has casters on the cliffs ready to annihilate any armed unit that attempts to pass through. It's a trap. But they're not trying to hide what they're doing, and they're not doing anything we didn't expect. These mercenaries are different. They came out of nowhere, attacked our positions, destroyed important roads and bridges, and polluted several water sources and mountains with originium explosives. That's a war crime. That's some Israel shit. There seems to be no reason with their actions. Who's their employer? We're still looking into it, but based on what little intelligence we have, it's very likely they're rogue. Revenge, a last gasp struggle after being abandoned by Theresis, instigation by another country, anything is possible. Doesn't matter. I'll find out who their leader is and I'll kill them. Without leader, a band of aimless mercenaries is just useless rabble. You go save those people, we'll regroup back at base. I'll leave them to you then. One last message. Her Highness says this operation's not to be part of the campaign. We should be relieved. In a war that has become increasingly gridlocked, the opposing sides have a chance to work together for a common goal. Saving lives from catastrophe. You wonder if this was the same time Babel rescued W's group during Arknights' memoir? It's getting close to it. The window of time is getting smaller and smaller. So this should be around that time. Okay. BB-6. Here we go. Sarkaz, civilian.
Look! Up ahead! The bridge! It's been blown? How are we supposed to get across? Is there another path? The catastrophe cloud is still over our heads! Oh, we can't get any further. Not with all the wounded and children.
Ah, damn. The originium crystals on the ground are starting to glow. They'll kill us before the catastrophe even has a chance. Cuff, cuff. We need to... We need to go. It's all fucking originium particles in the air. No medicine for a week now. All the injured, infected. Damn it! What's that sound?
Okay. Sarkaz casters? Up above?
No reinforcements from Babel yet? Then keep looking for a path! Don't come back until you do! The catastrophe cloud's fully formed. Which fucking unit attacked the hospital? Not even Scar Eye's that crazy! Stick together! It's too late to try and get out of the catastrophe. We need to find some clean caves. Nothing with originium traces on it. Not even a little bit. Doing this to the wounded Theresis, you piece of...
Mom, my leg hurts. Don't cry, we're almost home. Oh, they're dead. They are so dead. It hurts. It hurts. Yeah. The sound of children crying. The sound of conspiracy, of death, of struggling to survive. The catastrophe is deaf to all that, turning wind and snow into storm. Don't get how some players say all Sarkaz are warmongers when it's clearly the mercenaries and soldiers doing all that while civilians just try to do what they can to survive? Classic people don't read moment. A few figures stand on a distant cliff. The woman stands on edge, peering silently into the distance. A merciless catastrophe, enemy soldiers blocking key passages, fleeing beasts and the wounded and civilians with nowhere to run. I think the reason why some players generally think that Sarkaz are all violent is because they bought into the propaganda that every other race makes about the Sarkaz. They bought into the in-universe propaganda that, you know, the Sarkaz are unclean, they are infected, they are violent warmongers, they only want war, they are bloodsuckers, they are people eaters. They buy into that propaganda, and here we're in Babel, we're seeing that individuals are not their governments. Life echoes in the valley, reaching Mantra's ears. It is the sound of children crying. I hear it. Children are crying. It's starting to snow. This isn't good. 2,313. All confirmed. Whoa! She could hear all of those? She could hear that many people? And count them? Location and physical data logged. Fewer losses than expected, but time's of the essence. Watching your arts up close is always a remarkable experience, Mantra. Nods humbly. When the Dial in HR able to get you... Was the Dial in HR able to get you a few assistants? Dial? What is a Dial? Closes eyes. A shame. Message sent to all squads. Cave. 7 kilometers to northeast. Children are there. But the military commission's drones have found us. I'll go. I'll stay. You go. Browns. They don't want to face my squad head-on in this terrain. Just going to say hi. We'll try to take Manfred alive if he's leading them. Don't take unnecessary risks. Doctor here. Hello, hello. I want to give Doctor a goofy sound because this is way too morbid of a mood. Sorry, I'm late, guys. Operations in CA area have concluded. Continue to carry out Mantra's plan. I'll provide support elsewhere. The priority is to help civilians and the wounded. Good time, Doctor. Thanks. Misery's distracting the military commission, but he needs help. Ooh, Misery mention. This is part where I volunteer. Yes, Ace. Awaiting your orders. And Teresa will go directly to the affected field hospital at the center to prevent any further casualties. If all goes well, I'll meet you there. We got the elite squad, baby! Blaze isn't here yet. Rosmontes isn't here yet. Explosion! Explosion! Move away from the glowing area! Back off! The Originium underground is being activated! Ah, fuck, it's too late! Fire stirs beneath the frozen earth, and blizzard brings with it the sparks of catastrophe. Every breath seems to carry the weight of all of Terra, bringing it upon every individual soul. The weight vanishes in an instant. Nani? They look up to see an astonishing sight. Gah! The explosions stopped. Snow floating in the air? Hey yo, Pith baby! The snow crystals here are almost indistinguishable from Originium crystals. Control over them can be achieved with sufficient focus. That's the elite Rhodes Island squad, baby! Yo,
You're...
Precise control over individual snowflakes is difficult, but it's not so difficult to hold a snowstorm off in an originium-rich environment. Have you been paying attention in class, Aiden?
Biff! You're here! You...
I can give you 10 minutes. Go back to the meadows at the bottom of the valley, and head south. Scout will guide your path. Don't you remember what I taught you? There are a lot of emergency precautions you can take in an originium-dense environment, but you did nothing. Wait, you have acute neuropathy patients in your group. What were you thinking? Take this syringe. I'll do what I can. You have 10 minutes to get everybody in order.
But you...
Move it before the catastrophe fully forms. This area will be safe while I can dampen it for a bit. One more thing. I'm using several kinds of arts at the same time right now. I want to see an essay from all of you on my table by this weekend explaining which schools these arts belong to. Okay? Professor Pith. Professor Pith? So you better damn well make it out alive. You better make it back to school.
It's me. Any instructions from Manfred? What is he doing?
Huh? She saved him and said, "You'll have to hand in your essay tomorrow morning. You have no excuses. You're alive now. You survived the day. Tomorrow hand in your homework."
Royal Court high rank amongst the Babel forces and refugees? Impossible. Look it up.
Royal Court high rank? That's Logos.
Doubt there's anything to look up. Manfred probably made up the excuse on the spot. Even if they were there, they're Babel prisoners now. Rescuing prisoners in the middle of a catastrophe is not part of the contract. But we have to do it anyway. Oh, damn it. Get Thorn Squad to check the blockade. Alright. 86? Here? Hello? Hello? No response. Where'd they go? It's not time for a shift change yet, is it? Wait. Isn't it a little too quiet?
Logos? Or is it Misery?
There were foul beast cries only a moment ago. All the animals must have fled the catastrophe. I'll sweep through the place in 5 hours. This is no time to be taking a nap. Hand me the schedule. I said hand me the... Huh? Hey, where'd you go? Hello? This is Squad 86. Anyone hear me? Anybody? What's going on? Somebody's...
You called? Scout? Sheesh! Why'd they have to kill you off so early in the story? Man! Why'd W have to kill you? W squad. 3 squads silenced. No alerts. The path is clear. He's so cool. Combat personnel, follow these coordinates. Medics, take the injured and follow the markings I've left. There's something I need to confirm. It's the military commission's frequency, alright, but these were scouts. Not the rogue mercenaries that attacked our position. It was Hodor that got the kill? Man, it's been a long time. Cheers! Mission briefing Strawberry. Just monitoring the retreat of civilians. Huh. Manfred even lied to them that there was a royal court high rank here. Well, I guess I'll leave the rest to Ascalon. What? Who is this? Mysterious mercenary. We're getting new characters dropped in? Babel. Are you my death? You led the attack on Babel positions. Whose orders are you following? It's just doctors and infected civilians. Nope, it's just the generic sprite. The sword comes before she can finish her sentence. Something feels out of place. But Ascalon adjusts quickly. She has always been far more familiar with the language of violence anyway. The sleeve blade is out of its sheath. Whoa! Ugh. What are you? What? How's he still... Oh! Bomb? He's a Trixie. He's a tricksy fellow. Mom, you're crazy. Surrender, you have no chance. It's me. I'm done. Oh, he killed himself. Okay. Oh, snap. He blew himself up. Sorry, I couldn't take him alive. He blew himself up. Something's not right. Avalanche? He recognized me as Babel immediately, realized he was no match for me, and quickly chose to blow himself up. Avalanche? Abnormally decisive. Could be some experienced spy or... Wait. I found a pouch. It's undamaged. I must have cut it off. There's a Babel sleeve badge and a military commission medal inside. It's not unusual for a mercenary working both sides of the war. And a piece of paper, possibly personal notes. Most of it is illegible. The only thing I can make out is Del, home. Forget it. Not important. Even Babel people are betraying the cause. Ooh, Julie's back.
Communications are out. Well, I guess the old stuff won't do when a catastrophe is so close. Let's hope the other teams found a way out.
Don't just stand there. Bring all the infected who can't move over here.
What's the point? It's not like they'll be able to get away from the catastrophe.
Just do it. It's not like you have anything to lose, is there?
And some of them are comatose.
My condition isn't that far off from theirs. I'll end their suffering. Originium particles will spread when they die. I'll take the brunt of it. Take your bow, keep your distance, and finish the job.
Hell no.
Ooh, doctor.
Hey, stay away from the infected. Julie will deal with them.
Infected? You're just leaving them here like firewood.
I'm not doing it because I want to.
Is there any hope for them?
No, just death. They'll turn to dust in 10 minutes or so.
They could have been saved.
Does living a little longer count as being saved?
He got you there.
Their conditions are too severe. If they don't die here, they'll die in some forgotten alleyway in Kazdel. I should have stayed in Sargon.
Here, give them these suppressants. It'll at least relieve their pain.
Where did you get these suppressants? No, wait. Who are you anyway? When did you get here? Don't move! Your ID code now or I'll...
Let the doctor pass. It's fine. Everything will be fine.
You look familiar.
Your Highness, how could you? We're right in the middle of a catastrophe. We're very grateful, but you shouldn't have come. It's too dangerous. Bro decided to check for ID.
Wait, who are you? Are you my boss? Do you pay my paycheck?
The White Sarkaz appears on the battlefield without a sound, as though she has come out of nowhere. The crowd whispers amongst themselves, is she truly the King of Babel, one of the living 6 heroes, the mother of Kazdel? Teresa simply nods at the confused and bewildered crowd. She kneels by the side of the infected. Your Highness. I'm sorry I came late. It's too late to save your lives. I'm sorry I couldn't do enough. Please don't. Teresa gently holds his hand in hers. Words are getting hard. The other infected, all the ones still conscious, those who have not fully given up on living, feel a little bit of gentle warmth. I'm listening, my children. I will remember how all of you lived and died. Forgive me that I could not promise you more, but for your family, children, and friends and comrades, there will come a day when they will no longer live in fear. Your lives should have been so much more. Now, though, dream a warm dream, a dream that will come true. Sleep, children of Kazdel. Sleep in the warm embrace of home. Sleep.
Thank you.
The infected begin to glow with the colors of Originium. Tiny stones eat away at flesh and blood, transforming their lives and desires into fleeting sparks. Teresa holds their hands to the end, until shining dust rises towards the sky and is scattered by the wind, never to become stars upon the heavens. So you can call me anything you'd like, even evil spirit, if that's what you prefer. I don't mean that, it's just this is the first time we've spoken to each other alone. You brought us many victories. I've had a hand in some. They say you're an expert on Originium. Expert. Yet it's the first time I've seen infected die like this with my own 2 eyes. You're lucky. I never thought it would be so.
Does living a little longer count as being saved?
Never mind. It's time to go, Teresa. Right.
But it's too late. Even if we leave now and the military commission has set a trap for us.
It'll be fine. Because the elite squad is here. Let's go home. The military commission's after-action report writes, the King of Babel and her most trusted men led her people out of the valley. With a single touch she parted the wind, snow, and flames, gentle as a mother parts the bed curtains to put her child to sleep. Our casters and crossbowmen observed the procession, but none dared take the first shot, nor give the order to. The flowery report and Manfred's false intelligence earned an admonition from the commission, but no further discipline. Doctor, I heard about the operation. Doctor, there's something I want to ask, Kelsey. Go ahead. As a physician, is it saving a life when all you could do is stave off death for a little while? Unless it goes contrary to the patient's wishes, the duty of a physician is to save lives. That's what we've always worked to do. What do you ask? Looking at me and the people around us make me feel like you shouldn't have to deal with this kind of suffering. And Doctor, Kelsey, there you are. The intelligence meeting just ended. The unexpected catastrophe has led to a stalemate and some breathing room for us. The 2 of you need to get some rest, especially you, Doctor. You've hardly slept since you've been back. So I feel like we're finally getting to a breaking point between the civil war between Babel and Kazzel, between Teresa and Theresis. I think this is what eventually leads to maybe Teresa opting to die so that the conflict can end and Babel can finally shrug off this baggage and move forward into the future. I feel like she's gonna purposely invite death to spare Babel and Rhodes Island. I'm fine. Teresa glances at Kelsey, who seems to sigh wordlessly with her eyes. The King of Sarkaz senses guilt and restlessness. It is not an easy thing to accept watching so many infected turn to dust before one's eyes. Doctor, do you think all of this is your fault? I think Teresa thinks it's her fault. Let me cook. It is. I won't run from my responsibility, and I won't wallow in self-pity. I just need to accept the present. Yeah, Doctor also feels responsibility for this because they have a deep implication to Originium overall and why it spread across the land and caused this much suffering. I don't know if Originium is supposed to hurt a newborn civilization like this. But Originium is the only way to protect all life in existence. I don't know if I'm reading too deep into this, but I feel like whenever we get a full black screen with Doctor speaking and it switches to white, because that's happened like once or twice in this event already. The white background is priestess talking. I don't know. Because doctor is represented by the black background. Priestess, as far as we could surmise, is represented by the white background. You're tired, Doctor. I'm grateful that you have chosen to bear the burden of these emotions for the sake of this great land. Your pain and struggle shows your kindness and ideals. I won't try to wipe them away, but we could share this burden if you are willing. Teresa wants to hold the Doctor's hand, perceive the Doctor's guilt and anxiety-filled soul. She wants to help the Doctor. Wait. Okay, we're before. We still have one more chapter before we end stream. We're gonna complete BB-6 today. She wants to help the Doctor. But a tiny speck of noise echoes ominously in the King's mind. The Doctor is rejecting me, or is it? Sorry, Teresa, but this is not something you need to take on. Is Doctor immune to the Civilite Eterna? No need to use the Civilite Eterna on me. It takes a toll on you too, and there are more important uses for it. More important than helping someone who's given everything for us. Thank you. I mean it. You and Scout said that we have some breathing room, right? I'll make dinner for us then. I learned it off Misery. The Doctor can cook? Is he gonna make ramen? Are they gonna make ramen? For future challenges. Okay. One more chapter. Piece of Originium crystal lies quietly on the test table, glowing orange-yellow under the light. It looks pure, beautiful, and harmless. Priestess, what have we done? Okay. Lay it on me. I'm afraid not. It's impossible. Doctor, it hurts. Thank you. Don't tell me Doctor and Priestess created Originium. Doctor picks up the Originium crystal with one hand and stabs it into the other arm. Huh. We're gonna find out that Doctor's race is immune. It leaves a bloody gash on the arm, but nothing else. The pain grows distinct, yet it is not the pain of Originium infection. The instruments show the same. There is no sign of assimilation of Originium and cell. Oh, baby. Oh. Doctor's race is immune to Originium. Like the Pharmaceutics. The Pharmaceutics are also the only other... Well, we don't know if the Beast Lords are immune to Oripathy. We've never seen an infected Beast Lord though. But we're for sure that the Pharmaceutics are also immune. Interesting turn of events. Originium won't infect me. Did we ever imagine that such pain would come? What would he say about what's happening to this world? Originium. The last spark that we have passed on. It's working. It's several times more effective than existing suppressants. Amiya's blood Originium crystal concentration has dropped significantly. But it's just a prototype. I haven't found a way to mass produce it on Terra yet. Huh. Interesting. The rings? Is it the rings that Amiya wears? Oh wait, yeah, there was a suppressant that they used at the end of chapter 8 after Amiya broke her rings. Yeah, I remember now. Doctor, I know you're experimenting on yourself, but you really don't look well. Just some research on blood? Originium doesn't infect me. We've had safety measures in place since it was just an energy project. Maybe this could be used to mitigate the symptoms of neuropathy. And Theresa, she's not like you. Civilite Eterna is not some kind of powerful magic. She has simply created Originium arts in its most fundamental form, through the accumulation of a long legacy. With her help, we may be able to develop more advanced neuropathy medicine that can be mass-produced. Ah! The old patented Rhodes Island suppressants. I'm more concerned about you right now, Doctor. I'm fine. If Originium has transformed you into beings identical to us, then there will be a way to create a serum in place of my own. Originium has transformed you into beings identical to us. Then there will be a way to recreate a serum in place of my own. Is this when we find out that all the animal people on Terra were just normal animals back in the ancient times? The ancients did experiments on them, and Originium is why they're humanoid now? I'm putting the dots together like Pepe Sylvia. No matter how complicated the present issues are, if Babel can develop an effective neuropathy medicine, it will be more than just the Sarkas that support us. It will be all of Terra. Then we can... Look, man, all I'm saying is every time the white screen shows up, this is Priestess. Foster a future with Originium, one that is peaceful, happy, and eternal. No, listen to me. Kelsey grabs Doctor's arm. It is a lot thinner than she remembers. You have not relaxed for an instant from Rim built into the Sarkaz Civil War. I chose to wake you up in order to point the way for this civilization, one that surprised me at every turn. I don't want you to waste away now. You need to take care of yourself. Sorry. Right now, though, what I want to do the most is alleviate Amiya's pain. Oh! Okay. The Rhodes Island Central Servers. Last time we saw this was in Vigilo, when we got a sneak peek to Priestess. And the PRTS system kicked us out after giving us that sneak peek. Rhodes Island of Babel, Kazel. I see you, Amiya, you can come out. Am I interrupting something? No, just curious how you got in when I didn't hear the door open. I found a lot of secret passages. Secret passages? Yeah, Closure said not to tell anyone, so I haven't. Secret rooms on Rhodes Island? Is that how you got in here? No wonder Dr. Kelsey can't find you for checkups. You've been hiding there all along. I promise I won't run away if you go with me. Alright, I'll try to make the time. You've been really busy. Dr. Kelsey said that she's hardly ever seen you lately. Whenever I see you, you're all by yourself carrying a stack of papers, head down, walking from one end of the corridor to the other. If someone says hi to you, all you do is nod, then keep walking without a word. Sounds like you're describing a really rude person. I'm sorry, Amiya. No, that's not what I meant. You just seem really unhappy. Why would you say that? Before we came to Rhodes Island, you were curious about everything, cuddled up with the burden beast at night, crouched down to look at tiny rocks in the mines, and went pick fruit from Beck beast dens. You enjoyed everything, even the things that didn't interest me as a kid. But now, whenever I talk to you about something fun, all you say is, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Amiya. They changed. Suffering changed this person. Suffering that they caused, presumably. But I came to talk to you about it to make you feel happy. Are you unhappy because I'm not getting better? It's not because of you, Amiya. This is about me. And you can hear noises outside the ship, can't you? Yes, like huge drills in Rimbilton. They're so noisy. I don't like them. Me, Theresa, Dr. Kelsey, we all have a lot of things to do, and it's not your fault. Alright. Do you have time today, Amiya? Yes. I want to go up to the deck and see the clouds. It's going to rain. They have very interesting shapes, and I could talk for a long time if there was someone there to listen to me. Of course, but don't you have work to do? It's okay. I'll be done soon. Amiya, if there comes a day when we cure oropathy, not just for you but all of Terra as well, when the day comes that Terrans no longer live in fear of originium and catastrophe, let's go on a journey again to see the rest of this great land. This time, we'll bring Kelsey end. Huh. Originium will become the light that guides the next civilization. All consciousness shall foster new hope in Originium until the end of time. Okay. Passed out there. Had a bit of a brain burst. Doctor! It's okay. The doctor just passed out on deck due to exhaustion. Thank goodness. It's not something serious. What about the wound on the doctor's arm? Trying to contract oropathy. Doctor tried many ways, breathing in dust, exposure to originium-dense environments, even a direct incision with active originium. I tried to get the doctor to stop, and I asked Scout to do the same, but the doctor was self-harming. No one wants to see the doctor get hurt. Maybe the doctor is in more pain than we see on the surface. What about Amiya? Terribly frightened, she wouldn't stop crying. It took a lot of effort to get her to sleep. This is a sculpture? A gift from a rescued infected to the doctor. Ace was the first to hear Amiya's cry. He carried the doctor back and left this behind. See, Doctor, you've established connections with so many people. You're not alone. But what are you hiding that you wouldn't even tell to Kelsey or me? Doctor truly wants to help Amiya and Babel, I can feel that. But I also can't help but feel the doctor leaves some thoughts unsaid, some concerns and some doubts. I believe these sentiments were the result of such abrupt awakening and that they would go away in time. But they haven't. The doctor is being torn apart by these unsaid things, tormented by hesitation, pain and guilt. Hold up. Is the amnesia not an accident? Is the erasure of his ancient of their ancient memories on purpose, so that when they come out of the sarcophagus again, they'll be unburdened by the past and they can see the present for what it is and move forward? Hypergriff. So far, things that I've cooked up, Theresa's gonna willingly die for Babel so that the civil war between Babel and Kazzel would end. Doctor is gonna purposely erase their memories when they get back into the sarcophagus, presumably after defending Theresa from a bunch of assassins. So that in the future, when they bring them back to life, they're gonna be unburdened by all this guilt from creating Originium. I'm Pepe Sylvia. I'm putting the dots together. Or these are just my hallucinations. Perhaps I don't understand the doctor as well as I thought. I don't know how to ease the doctor's pain, and if neither of us know what the doctor is thinking, then the Doctor of Babel will always be alone, all the love and respect notwithstanding. Kelsey. Yes? I will explain to the doctor in time. Theresa puts her hand on the doctor's forehead. Under the warm surface lies a past that she cannot fathom. Civilite Eterna. Originium must rewrite all. Okay, priestess. Sure. Only then is there value in existence. Wow, that coincidentally looks like the landscape that we see on Kelsey's Bloodline of Combat skin. Fancy that! From the emergence of intelligent life, to the lights in the cosmos and the maelstrom of the stars, Originium will continue to replicate and transform until even time ceases to exist. Oh, we're just getting it straight up. We're just getting it straight up. We're getting the lore dump. Originium will devour all to replicate and transform. This is Originium? Originium. The first light before the Big Bang. Okay. Okay, no comment. No comment. Just straight up dropping that Originium existed before the universe did. Actually, no. Originium existed at the start of the universe. She said that only by covering every inch of the land in Originium, only by returning matter and time, tide and wonder, light and wailing to the vast ocean of information, only then will we find change and advancement, and avert the fate that is the end. I guess that explains why Originium is on Talos too. I swear, if by the end of, I don't know, OG Arknights, like main story, whenever this game fucking ends or some shit, it ends service and the final arc reveals something like when they finally breach the sky barrier again with Kristen, they realize every single planet has Originium on it. That's gonna be so fucked up. It's like, we could finally colonize other stars. We'll be safe from Originium. Wait a minute, what's a shiny rock? Ah, fuck. Even though it is not a transformation, but a death. Originium consumes all. It is not an extinction, but a continuation. It is data reforming itself. God damn it. They better release the Arknights lore book internationally sometime soon, for fuck's sake. When was this memory? The Doctor's emotion, pain, hesitation, and fear? Also, this doesn't look like Terra. It doesn't seem like Terra. It looks like the ice fields, to be honest. I don't know, maybe it's Terra in a primal state, or maybe it's the ancient homeworld or some shit. Who was that, accompanying the Doctor in despair? No, Kelsey said that there was another. Priestess, what is going on? The growth of Originium is silent, beautiful, and calm. All signs of life have been overgrown. Civilization has vanished from this land. Okay. But Theresa feels only fear and suffocation. The memory is trembling, collapsing. There's a force somewhere, trying to fix an error. The Originium in the memory continues to grow, even assimilating Theresa's consciousness. Theresa. Kelsey? Oh, yes, she was by my side. Theresa! She seems to see the Doctor before her consciousness is fully absorbed by the nebulous Originium light. What did I say? That the Originium was sentient? Even in PV4, it seemed like the Originium was talking to us. Theresa! Get out of the vision! What happened, Theresa? What did you see? I saw Originium. It had assimilated the entire continent. The Doctor felt pain and anxiety over it. Was that the Doctor's memory? No. A dream? Give me a hand, Kelsey. The feeling, the noise, and the wailing, Ooh, that's very cryptic. Either it's past Terra, or it's a different world. It's maybe, the ancient homeworld or some shit. Maybe that's why they left and arrived on Terra. Who knows? It's a what-if scenario? I mean, none of us can say for sure. Is it the future? Is it the past? It's a vision of the Civilized Eterna that the Civilized Eterna gave. I told you that Originium once decided I told you that Originium once decided the distant future of this land. There were two choices. We were too focused on tangible suffering, catastrophe, or apathy. Casting our eyes towards the future brought too much difficulty and too little meaning. The Doctor chose one of them, the future that the Doctor spoke to me of personally. Originium once decided the distant future of this land. There were two choices. We were focused on catastrophe or apathy, casting our eyes towards the future, with little meaning. The future... Hold up. I could not forget the future the Doctor described, never in all these years. Oh. Vision of the future where the entire land is assimilated with Originium. What did I say about the bloodline of combat skin for Kelsey, by the way? But the other cold and empty thought has often shot up my spine in the middle of the night over the past 10,000 years. I cannot speak of it. But you can sense my anger with your power. That means the Civilized Eterna exists outside the boundaries of language. So Theresa, if you saw a future that you are not willing to accept, I hope you, Civilized Eterna, can change the course. Only you can. I am dying on the hill. I am dying on my hill that the bloodline of combat Kelsey skin is a vision of the future. Whether it becomes canon or not isn't too important right now. But it's important in context to all of this. If you saw the side of myself or the Doctor that is strange to you, Kelsey? No, Kelsey, that's not what I meant. Doctor's feelings towards Amiya, towards you, towards us are sincere. That is the truth. Why does Kelsey have a crown in her skin? Questions, questions. It looks like a Civilized Eterna. Trust the Doctor and trust me. I will find an answer to what is tormenting the Doctor and when... I need instant ramen. Doctor. Doctor, you're awake! Do you need instant ramen? Quick! What happened to me? You fainted as you were leaving the deck with Amiya. Where's Amiya? A little shaken, but she's fine. You're still in a bad shape? What were you thinking? I want to cure Amiya's oripathy. I want to change the present state of his sarcasm. Now this is definitely Doctor speaking this time. I want to walk among this civilization that I helped create. To take in the vitality of new life and something that we once had but have long since lost. Even if everything that we see, all that we know, all that we cherish, no longer exists after a millennium. Right. What the fuck is this event? What the fuck is this whole event? Man, okay. Sure, cook. Cook, Hypergriff, cook. Okay, I think that's where we're gonna end it for today. We still got 7, 8, 9. Okay, the next stream might be a big stream to finish off the event. Actually, no. Next stream, we're gonna be doing S stages next Saturday. And then, next Sunday, we will be finishing off Babel. Yeah? Thoughts? Feelings? Chat? Does that mean there's an alternate timeline where Theresa gives Kelsey the Civilized Eterna? I don't quite remember if this is accurate or not, but I think at one point in history, like actual Arknights history, Kelsey was a carrier of the Black Crown. At some point, she was either a carrier. I don't know where I got this information from, actually. It's really hard because I just see snippets of the untranslated lore book here and there, and I can't quite remember exactly where I got this from. I don't know. Don't take my word for it. I might be speaking out of my ass as usual, but this definitely looks like a black crown. Those are hazmat suits, people behind her. She's in an Originium assimilated environment. Whether this takes place in the past or future is to be seen. Maybe this takes place in the home world of the ancients, because that's also the bloodline of combat skins don't necessarily have to show events in the future. It also shows events in the past. Like, I'll pull it up. Here, let's pull it up. Sort by brand. This is why I always say the bloodline of combat skins is the most important skin line in regards to the story of Arknights, because almost all of these skins, well, might have are implied to be canon. Distinguished Visitor, Angelina skin from when she's at her peak form, it is directly referenced by Angelina the clone in Enfield. Sarya's battle garb is what she wears in her confrontation with Kirsten in the Rhine Lab canon manga, when she breaks off from Rhine Labs. Presumably, Greythroat skin takes place after she's grown a bit and stopped being prejudiced towards the infected. We've yet to see this happen. Presumably, the whole issue, the whole conundrum between whether Beagle lives or dies is still a question based on the bloodline combat skin alone. This takes place in the future when Mountain's parents die and he has to attend the funeral. This takes place in Helliger's past when they were still a general for Ursus. Sublimation skin does not count because Scotty Alter is an anomaly within all of the characters of Arknights. She is the one alternate universe character that we have, so I don't think that counts. We've seen Ebenholz's skin directly worn in the Witch King event. He wears this skin. This is the wedding dress that Orchid made for that one last client that she had before they didn't get married. This was her masterpiece, her peak form. So there's that. Anyway, there's a lot of implication. Too long didn't read. There's a lot of implication leading to Bloodline of Combat skins being mostly canon, except for Scotty, which makes the Remnant skin very important, especially the voice lines involving the Remnant skin. So there's that. This is the hill I'll die on. We've yet to see Chen's skin. There's going to be an important event with Chen into the future that involves her going into the capital of going to the capital of Yan, and the only big event that we can expect to take place at the capital of Yan is the finale of the Sui saga, because that's where the Sui's body is being kept. Presumably, that's where we think the Sui saga will end, and where all the Suis will gather and the Sui will revive in some shit. So Chan's skin is also super interesting in the Sui saga sense, but in the main theme sense, the main story sense involving Originium, lots of implications here. Read Kelsey's BOC skin dialogues. You'll be glad if we get an event with Chen who got this skin. Yeah. That's my theory with the Chen skin, at least. Let's take a little detour before we end stream on. Let's listen to Kelsey's skin voice lines. We went through this before. Let's go through it again. Oh wait, voice lines are turned off. I'm sorry. Voice lines on. Where's she? Let's put it in English just so you guys don't have to read. You can just listen to the stream.
With the Originium held back by the curtains Rhodes Island has drawn, mankind was able to build the Ark and drag out its feeble existence. Yet the pressures of survival cannot suppress greed and desire. Every faction's leader yearns to become the administrator who holds all the keys. I understand that you pity them for their predicament, but you must decide based on your own judgment. Inactive Originium solidified and accumulated, while redundant information piled atop itself in layers, giving us a new home. Only because you were there by our side could we delay the awakening of the arrogant master of all creation. All those who survive rely on your aid. They are all very appreciative, and so am I. The people of today may still remember what trees looked like. That is why they can point to Originium clusters and call them an Originium forest. But when we can no longer conceive of trees and woods, the word forest will forever disappear from our languages. If things continue that way, these lands will cease to exist as well.
I mean, it's kind of damning.
Originium soared through the skies and seized the twin moons,
Terra.
its clusters dispersing into the universe like spores, contacting and assimilating both the living and the dead. This is what's currently happening outside of Terra. Originium is swallowing everything into its body and incubating an all-encompassing chaos. But Terra can still be saved, and only because you remain by our side.
I mean, it's getting pretty damning.
Under the curtain, Weaver, symptoms of oripathy have faded into history, yet mankind continues to voice its dissatisfaction. The old order did collapse, but the minds of man remain narrow. Amia must still go hither and thither to unite them. While she is now an excellent leader, you are still the only one she can rely on. We can no longer draw meaningful lessons from past experiences. The answers to our questions come not from our collective pool of knowledge, but from innovation and imagination. As you are more proficient than I in those aspects, there is no need to seek my advice on every single matter. Your insights are more important than my opinion here. You already know how death functions for me, so there's no need to worry about the damage I take. Instead, you should pay more attention to your own condition. The sarcophagus cannot heal the trauma wrought by extreme stress and exhaustion. If there is anything you would like to say, I will listen. I can hear the crystal clusters surging. The Originium tides will soon dissolve me. Don't give me that look. Take care of Amia and the city. We can continue to work on those problems the next time we speak. Well then, see you again, Doctor.
Presumably a final farewell. I mean, like months ago, we discussed this skin in depth. And knowing, with our added information that we know now, I think I'd like to assume that the city that they're referring to is gonna be like Newcastle or some shit. Because we're gonna get an upcoming arc that's gonna be Lone Trail 2 Electric Boogaloo, where Nasty's gonna develop the flying city of Gazdel. So I don't know if this is reference to that. And eventually, you know, Amia becomes the leader of New Gazdel or some shit. We're gonna go off into space. We're gonna leave this assimilated planet or some shit. There's a lot of cryptic things going on with what they plan to have happen in the future of Arknights. The most damning of all, it's PV4. It's throwing things for a loop. PV4 with the final scene that they show in that video, involving showing images of originium spreading across the land, space whales flying into the sky, refugees seemingly looking up above. I don't know, man. I don't know. She has no crystals on her shoulder, which means she died multiple times already. I don't know if that's the implication of that. But anyway. Yeah. So, good reading stream. A lot of lore bombs for this act of the story. So yeah. Anyway, that's that for now. Thanking everyone to stop by, chilled out in chat, use this as second monitor content, and just chilled out with us as we reacted to Babel. We will be continuing gameplay streams on Saturday with S stages and MO. We'll be finishing that up, and then next Sunday we will finish off Babel in its entirety. Not a lot of emotional damage this time. A lot of lore drops, which blew my mind. My silly little mind. But anyway, yeah. Once again, my name is Nez, and thanks for watching. I'm gonna see you guys next weekend. Bye-bye, friendos.
運命か。私はそれを追い立て向き合い、最後にはくびり殺しだ。お前もそうだろう。